Okay. I think it's about that time. Let's see. I'm gonna just real quickly do a quick sound check, make sure everything sounds alright, and then we'll go ahead and be underway. Oh. Okay, I'm hearing myself now, and I think it sounds okay. Go ahead and drop me a thumbs up if everything is sounding okay right now. Is everything sounding alright? Hit me with that sick thumbs up, baby. Hit me with that thing. It's repeating everything? You for realsies right now. What do you mean it's repeating? That could be because... Doesn't sound like it to me. Hold on. Do you have the tab open in multiple tabs? Because I'm listening to it, it doesn't sound like it's repeating. Hello, Spino. Hello, Fanta. How's everybody doing today? Hit me with either a thumbs up or a thumbs down if things sound okay. It's been a while since we've done this, obviously. I'm gonna mute up my mic for a second. Aha! You did have it open in another tab. I knew it, you little gremlin. You're trying to make me look bad out here. I knew it wasn't my fault. It's never my fault. How's everybody doing today? Y'all ready to get started with this thing? I think we go ahead and send it. Did you guys know that we're so fancy now that we've started doing multi-streaming? Not only are we live on whatever this app's called, the YouTube, as people like to call it, as the old folks like to say, but in addition to that, we also are streaming on fancy. Be out here. Nice and fine and dandy, which I think it looks like we're doing okay. Cool beans. All right, let's go ahead and cut over to our scene. No more dilly-dallying. Let's get straight into it, folks. So we want to turn that off. We want to go over to our live scene. Yep. And we want to come over to our live scene over here. Very nice. We've got the chat on the screen. How do we feel about stuff like that? Do y'all prefer whenever we have that hidden, or do you like to see your little messages popping up and everything? Let me know how you feel about that. But either way, yeah, we're finally back. Jurassic Squad Evolution 3 has just dropped a nice new DLC update for the Crocodilia coast. And I thought it'd be fun if we came in here today and just kind of played around with that for a little bit. There's 5/6 new species. There's 5 new species that have just been added with this DLC, as well as a 6th free species that was just added as part of the free update. I don't remember what the name of the update is. Man, we've got lots of messages going on. People must be surprised I'm back. What is everybody saying? We got 3 thumbs up. That's solid. That means our message is probably doing pretty good. You got 9 Fantas on your holiday. Holy moly. Fanta guy is in heaven right now. Portugal. Ooh, very fun. Can you put the text of our comments black? I can't see any clear on your live stream. I'm fine with the chat on screen. Okay, sweet. I guess that's a great point. I never even thought about on that initial like starting soon screen that it might look a little bit funky, but hopefully it's not going to be a big deal then, because now we're on the normal game screen, so it shouldn't be an issue anymore. Anyways, here is our lovely little world that we've kind of been building on anytime that they've been adding new species to the game. We've got like our Krylophosaurus, I believe, in this one. I don't even remember what's in here. Oh, we got the little Amargasaurus. Lovely jubbly. Look at them running up the little stream. And yeah, these are kind of, I've been pretty happy with how these builds have been turning out in recent times. But I guess let's go ahead and move on to these new guys today. So I guess for starters, I thought it'd be kind of cool if we kind of blended everything together as seamlessly as we can. So Dinosuchus is going to be the first thing that we try and work towards. And I thought that we would do kind of like an Everglades inspired exhibit for that. So what I'm thinking is, this kind of already feels pretty like wetlandy, lush, and swampy over here. So I think we're going to kind of just extend that out in this sort of direction. Majunga Bunga is missing. Yeah, Majunga Bunga, we did that in a different map. We haven't started doing everything out here. I just recently started to think of this one whenever we started building it for these guys. This was the first thing I ever built out here, kind of just on a whim. And then I was like, this is kind of fun. Let's just keep building off of this mountain. So, love the stream? Well, thank you. I love that you're here. Let's go ahead and come down this direction. And I think, I'm just so excited to see these animals, let's be honest. Let's see, how do we get to our nice swampy stuff? Do we not have access to the swampy stuff in here? Hold on, I didn't consider this. What is bamboo woodland, by the way? Is this new? Has this always been in the game? I like never click on these things. Man, maybe I should have gone and done a little practice session before. Here we go. The cypress swamp. This is what we wanted. Yes, yes, yes. And then we've also just got classic swamp. Okay, a little bit taller, a little bit lusher. I think that maybe there's like a bit of a transition that needs to occur where we go from like this more in the upland area and then we transition out towards this as it gets a little bit more wetter and deeper. Ooh, look at how foggy and swampy it is. I love that. I love that. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. Oh, thank you. Not your favorite YouTuber, but one of them. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. Hey, Alexander, how you doing today? Thank y'all for all tuning in. Yeah, it's time to get funky in here. Let's go ahead and start out with this. Was it the cypress one? No, we want to start out with this one. Upland a little bit. I think that we can do a little bit of blending here. It's going to be a little bit funky, but I think that maybe this sidewalk right here will allow us to actually blend these two things together a little bit better than we would be able to do otherwise. So if we do something kind of like that, just to start blending it, and you can see we've actually already got some of these cypressy sort of trees over here, which is really going to help with tying these two environments together. But I think if we just kind of, you know, trickle in a couple, make the ground look nice and lush and swampy, and just kind of have a few of these trees, then that'll be really, really nice. So for example, if we come in here with the bog environment, I think that's basically the swamp without the trees. So we can kind of get rid of some of them. Or is it the marsh? I don't know the difference, I'll be honest with you. Okay, there's that. But I think that's looking pretty decent so far. And then as we get away from that sort of area, we can swamp it up a little bit heavier. Start to get a few more trees and stuff in here. And I want to kind of, like I said, I want to really blend these two environments together. So how I plan on doing that is essentially coming over here and, you know, transitioning from our mountain river stream thing into the swamp. And then after a certain point, that swamp will transition all the way out into a lagoon, which the Styxosaur and everything like that will go into. So I think that that's kind of decent for that as a transition. I think that what we could do as well, maybe we worry about these sort of little minor nitpicky details later on, but I think if we could come in here and grab a few of these like piney trees, whatever these are, and extend them out into the swampiness just a little bit, just to kind of gradient it out a little bit, then I think that would be really, really nice. Let's see. Have I heard about the end of Oak Streak? Yes, I have. I have not seen it yet. I think it's coming out here pretty soon, because I don't think it is out yet, right? But I'd absolutely plan on going to check it out. I have mixed feelings about it. It looks like it could be a fun movie, and I've heard that it's been getting good reviews, but I don't know. As a big dinosaur fan, and especially someone that, like, I think behavior goes such a long way, dinosaur behavior in these movies, that's definitely something I am a little bit more skeptical about still. What about y'all? Do you plan on going to see the end of Oak Streak? One's in chat if you're going to go see the end of Oak Streak. You know what I like the dino... Wait, what is it? You know what I like the Desmatasu in Turkey? I know, it really is. We've got Inflow Studio saying that they love the videos. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get a little crocodile action in here for you. Hopefully that'll give you something to get excited about. All right. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's continue out this swampy area as best we can. Do about like that. Start to transition into more of this nice, wet, sort of mushy environment. Yep. I like it. I like it. And then obviously this is going to transition into our open water area. Let's come in here with a few more of these. See, I like the nice wetness of it all, but I don't want there to be a ton of, como se dice, trees everywhere. I want there to be a bunch of trees, but not so many that, you know, if we're a visitor over here, you don't get to see anything. So we don't want to make this area too terribly big. I think that how we can do that, man, I'd love it if they had like a little bridge in the game. I'd love to try and make it look like these two water systems are connected. So maybe we can just like pretend that it's a bridge here. So we're going to have a nice little drop off here. Bear with me here, folks. See the vision? You see the vision. You see the vision. I know you see the vision. Okay, so we're going to just bring this out here, right up nice and close to the edge of the sidewalk. And it's going to look like one of those storm drain type of things where like there'd be like a hole in the ground here and it goes underneath the sidewalk all the way out to this one. And that's going to allow for this stream to come out and continue a little bit further. Yeah, you guys see the vision. You know what I'm getting at. Let's go ahead and bring this all down a little bit. I think that that will also do a great job at just like, you know, allowing us to see a little bit further out into the enclosure instead of being at eye level with everything, having it drop down a little bit lower. I think that's also just like classic zoo tactic to go ahead and, you know, make it a little bit safer as well. Have the animals kind of down and away from you. But I think we've got some potential here. I think we've got some potential. We'll bring all this down nice and good like. And technically I'd like for literally everything to be down, so maybe we go ahead and just get that over with real quick. I was going to go ahead and leave it there and just try and thin it out, but I think we can just go ahead and bring all this down. It's going to take a little bit of a second, but bear with me here. And it makes sense, right? Because water goes downhill, so this is going to be our low spot in the park. This is where all of the great juicy water is going to go down and collect. All right, what are the odds we can thin out some of these trees? Because I think that would be ideal. Come down here to wetland. I still don't remember what the difference is between bog and wetland. Let's come and do a quick little sample over here. So this is bog. Wet ground, but pretty like vegetated. And then here is just swamp. Okay, it's even less. So it's like, it's kind of the same, but there's clearly much more vegetation here in the bog one, whereas the swamp is, it looks more of like an algae mat sitting over the top of it, which isn't bad. I mean, it's low-lying grass, it's not even algae, but, you know, it's just like grassy water is all that is. Whereas this is like, it's got the cattails and all sorts of fun stuff in it. So I think we're going to go with the bog. All right, so then, all right, and now it's time to bog down these trees. Okay, there we go. Thin it out a little bit. That way our lovely people over there on land can actually see what's going on. Lovely, lovely. Because I'd like to do this thing where I create like little mini windows again. Have like a little artist trick. So we're going to have like a little viewing window here. Clump of trees that you don't see. And then a viewing window here. So maybe we need a... Well, actually, I don't think that's too bad. You kind of got a little bit of picture frame action going on here right on the side. Bog looks slightly better. I agree. I'm glad you're on the same page. But it could be plausible for smaller sauropod species. Uh-oh, what's Fossil getting at? Feathered sauropod wouldn't be very accurate, but I don't think the end of Oak Street aims for paleo accuracy. Yeah, I've seen the feathered sauropod, and that's kind of one of the things that I'm like, this movie could get funky, but I think it seems like every single animal so far has been kind of feathery from what I've seen. Maybe not the Allosaurus. There's an Allosaurus, right? Whatever that big one is that goes and attacks them in like the trailer and everything. It's like shooting them on the front porch, whatever that one is. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to have this nice sort of rivery system coming out here. I'm thinking of this kind of like a delta almost. So I think it'd be fun to have a bunch of small little streams whipping around. And then they can all connect together in one big swampy mess. So I want it to start out nice and thin, like it's literally just coming out of a little culvert thing right there. And then we can have them all kind of link up and do their thing. So connect this over here. I want these real nice little thin wispy streams, like a tidal flat sort of environment. We'll do about like that. And then maybe we'll even come and bring some more out this sort of direction. And then I think over here, we kind of turn this into a bit of a drop off. I thought it would almost be cool to have a barrier island. And I think that that might still be what we do. If you don't know what a barrier island is, I'm originally a Texas boy. And so if you ever go and look at Texas on a map, you've got the classic Texas shape. And then right out there in front of it, let's go ahead and draw you a little picture. Right out there in front of the edge of Texas. So let's say Texas looks kind of like this, you know? Holy cow, is this the best Texas that I've ever drawn, and it's in Jurassic World Evolution? So there's Texas right there. That's about what it looks like. And if you were to zoom into that on a map, am I mansplaining? Do I even need to tell you what a barrier island is? One's in chat if you already know what a barrier island is. No, either way. So what it is there's going to be this tiny little coastline, kind of like this. And then we'll go ahead and thin that up. And so you get this nice thin sort of like series of islands right out here in front. Like this green in this example is going to be the water, and then the brown is land. And you get something kind of like that, where you've got these little wispy islands that kind of stretch out right here along the actual mainland. And they're just little barrier islands. And I thought that would be cool to incorporate in this because we somehow want to make this lagoon look natural. I know I'm kind of bouncing around all over the place, but that's just what happens when you have ADHD, I guess. Anyways, so you've got this right here. This is going to be our lagoon. And I want this to look as natural as possible. And in order to do that, that means that we do not want to have any of the border visible. We don't want any of this nasty ugliness. I'm also wondering if I can make that lower down had I built that at the low point instead of up here. Yeah, I think I definitely could. So we'll do that as well. We'll move that down. But I don't want this ugly stuff to be visible. So we're going to try and find a way to cover it all up. I'm trying to remember if they even have the natural lagoon option, or if we're going to have to make some pretty crazy high barriers. Let's see. What do we think about overall layout of the exhibit, though? Do we like what we're getting at so far? Does anybody have any better ideas for how we should maybe try and go about doing this? Because this is the vision that I have in my head, is transitioning from the mountains to the swamp, and then out here into the deeper lagoon areas. The end of Oak Streak looks like it has a bad Spinosaurus. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and look at the animals again. I'll be so honest. Whenever I first saw the trailer, I thought, uninterested. But now I've gotten to the point where I'm like, well, I guess I can at least go and check it out. I think all of these are going to have... Yeah, it looks like all of these are going to have fences sticking up on them. So it's a matter of finding which one has, like, the lowest profile. Are they all going to be pretty much the same? Enhance? Enhance? This one over here actually might be lower. I think this one will be easier to hide. Whoa! Didn't expect to start doing a barrel roll. That's confusing. Ooh, that was weird. Okay. Yeah, I think this will be the easiest one to hide. So we're going to go with the Malta Lagoon, apparently. I should have kept that mod on here that allows us to have the natural lagoons, which, you know, it gets rid of all that fence and everything. But whatever. And now we have one more question to figure out or determine. And that's basically, do we want the lagoon... I think we want it to line up well with the border of the map. So I think we want it to be like this. A second ago, I had it rotated the other way so that we had a nice clean straight line going this way. But now I've got it oriented so that it's a nice clean line going along the border of the map. And I think that'll be better. A wheelie do. So we'll bring that up here. It means that we're going to have to do more of a zigzaggy sort of shape out here. But maybe that won't be too bad. We'll see. Apparently we got to pull some of that water back. Let's see. So, which is so dumb to me that you can't have water in your lagoon, but whatever. I don't know. There's lots of things in this game that are a little bit dumb if you really think about it. Can we squeeze one more in here now? Yes, and one more there. Okay, so that'll be kind of the barrier we try and create. Or I guess we could maybe even do it more like that so that it has a bit more of a natural shape to it. I think this is what we go for. Terrain constraints, of course you do. Of course you do. You can never be simple, can you? Go ahead and do that. Alright, yeah, so we're definitely going to have to work some magic to blend this in and make it look nice and natural. But where there's a will, there's a way. Oh wait, what are we terrain constraining now? No way, it's just the outside area. It might be. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Right now, let's go ahead and start out with just our Dinosuchus exhibit. I think we're making some progress so far. It's definitely looking nice and swampy. Okay, let's see what people's feedback are now that they've had time to respond to my question. We've got ones. Where are the crocodiles? We're working on it. Don't you worry. They'll be coming out soon. Have a shout out for your channel. Shout out Leonard Friedrich. That's that. Your hot take on Jurassic World? I actually just went and rewatched Jurassic World again for the first time, pretty much probably since 2015 the other night. And it was a roller coaster. It really was. I started out watching it and thinking to myself, like, well, yeah, I went into it thinking, like, I didn't really care for Jurassic World too much. It just has strayed away from the series the way that I like it. And then in addition to that, I remember leaving the theaters kind of underwhelmed with it, but that was my fault. That part was my fault. So what happened is that was the point in my life where I watched every single little teaser available type of deal. I, like any sort of little bit of news on the movie that came out, I was all over it. I was first in line to figure out this is what's about to happen. And that was fun, but then I went and watched the movie, and I knew every single little detail that was going to happen before it ever happened, and it kind of ruined the movie in that sense. Like, there was no fun and excitement and surprise with the movie, because I knew every single thing that was going to happen by that point. So, kind of self-sabotage there, I suppose. But, in addition to that, I don't know. There was just some like weird things with it, to be honest. But then there were also highlights. Like, I really do remember sitting there in the theaters, and whenever they like first get to the park and everything, I remember just feeling so much joy and like childhood happiness in myself of being like, wow, like, God, I want to be there so badly. Like, I would love to go to a real life Jurassic Park. And I got that feeling whenever I was watching that opening scene and they first get there at the island and everything. Thought that looked really, really fun. And the other night, whenever I was watching the movie, I felt like the similar sort of experience, to be honest with you. I was watching it, I went into it kind of like thinking it'd be a fun watch, but maybe not something I really cared about too terribly much. And then I found myself really enjoying it. Like, I really did enjoy the movie until it got to the last quarter of the movie. It started to transition back into more of like, kind of funky, crazy stuff where, it started to get just a little bit cheesy and cornball-y. But other than that, still a really fun movie. Enjoyed the time watching it. I was showing it to my girlfriend, and I think she enjoyed it as well. So, solid little date night, movie night type of thing. Anyways, hopefully that answers your question. That was kind of long-winded. Look at your big comment. You could dig a hole for your lagoon and then cover the sides with rocks to make it more natural, and then put some rocks a little bit at the bottom. Wanted it to be less deep so it would look. Okay, hold on, let me think about this. Dig a hole, then cover the sides with rocks to make it more natural. Put some rocks a little bit on the bottom where you want it to be less deep so it would look natural. Okay, I think we're pretty much on the same page. What I was thinking about doing with the whole Barrier Island comment that I mentioned before, good shout by the way, is coming in here. Which one is it? Is it scenery? It's scenery. And taking rocks and stuff and just kind of, coming along here and slowly but surely hiding this fence. And we'll try to make it as minimal as possible. Like, obviously I don't want that. I want it to look like these crocodiles could just walk right up over the rocks and into the lagoon if they really wanted to. So we'll try and keep it as slow as possible, like that sort of vibe. So that's how we're going to separate these two areas. I wish there was a better way to do this. I might at one point later down the road go and install those mods again, because right now I'm back on a clean install of unmodded stuff. But I could absolutely go back and, get like the free build mod on here and the natural lagoon sort of thing, and that would help us blend these two environments together way more seamlessly. which I think would look nice. So maybe that's something we'll have to consider down the road. How did you get out here? And why are you at low health? What happened to you? Missing prey? Doesn't look like it. You got it right there in front of you. Oh, stop being dramatic. That was Jurassic World reference for you. What'd y'all think about the movies, though? If you had to rank them, Jurassic Park all the way through Jurassic World, how would you rank the films? I'm curious to see your guys' takes. Come back here to the water. Like, once again, we want to make this nice and thin and wispy. I wanted a little bit of a stream through there, though. Like that. And then nice thin wispy stream. And then we can have more of that water coming once again. Yep. And we'll have these shoot out into the nice deep lagoons, kind of like a delta sort of environment, you know? You guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like it. What do we think so far? Are we cooking? I think we're cooking. We'll push this in to make it feel nice and thin up here still. Do a little bit of that, maybe. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. It looks like a delta. All right. So then, what's nice about this too is by having this barrier island, it's gonna kind of make it feel like, you know, it makes sense for this to be stagnant water, all swampy and not getting churned up from the sea out here. So by having this barrier, it will kind of make it seem like all the crazy, chaotic splashing around of the ocean wouldn't actually affect this sort of swampy area, allowing it to remain nice and lily pad filled and just swampy. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. Let's go ahead and stack up on some lily pads here in some areas that look like they would stack up with lily pads. Kind of out here in the corners and stuff. Phenomenal. What happens if we do the Martian here? Does it just do the same thing? Oh, it does, but it adds those plants. Okay, so then we want to do the bog out here by the barrier, and then we can do, ooh, I didn't think that would happen. And then we can do the marsh one over here by land, so that we get that nice little vegetated coastline like that. Yeah, that's nice. We can do it on these little patches of land as well. I do wish that there were more plants there. Hello? Where are all my cattails at? Whatever. Did that get rid of the water? No, it did not. So there's still water there. It just doesn't look like it. And I think I want it to look like it. So we're going to go ahead and undo that then. Yeah, that'll be good. There we go. Nice couple patches through there. I think we're really onto something here. I don't know. It's hard to make a swamp look pretty, I think. It's kind of chaotic and ugly, to be honest, but it's a swamp. What else could you ask for a swamp? You know what I mean? Is that map XP75? Oh, is the max XP75? What are we talking about? What is XP? I'm going to make a Northwest USA park. That sounds nice. My first ever that responded to my comments. Oh, wow. Well, aren't I so honored to be your second first ever? Okay. All right. I think this is working. I think this will work. So now it's a matter of, let's go ahead and put, I guess, an invisible fence for this. I want it to look, you know, I don't want it to be super obstructive. So we'll start with this guy right here. And we can just kind of snake our way around. Come over here. Go about like that. And just weave and wind our way through swamp. I feel like that's actually a lot more obstructive than I wanted it to look like. So we might have to actually just come in with some natural barriers, such as more of our rocks. And maybe that'll work. If we just come and absolutely litter this area with a bunch of these rocks, then maybe that would allow us to, you know, not have to worry so much about the ugly fence line that we just saw. So we're going to take this. We're going to rotate you 90 degrees. How can I put on angle snap? Yeah. So, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Advanced move, rotate, and doot, 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 doot. I think we still make that work. I'm just trying to cover as much ground as possible in the fewest amount of pieces, so don't mind this. We can absolutely come and refine these later. I just want to get us to a point where we can actually make some progress. So rotate that this way. Yeah, so we can continue to build off this, but this is just like a starting point. And maybe we'll actually go ahead and turn this off for now. Rotate it this way a little bit more. And then we can bring that up. Yeah. So I'm curious, at what point is that going to stop things from moving? If we go to management view, I think it's this one, obstructions. Okay. Okay, so it is dynamic. It's not just going to be like one giant rectangle out here. So that's nice. Very cool, very cool. So does that mean that they'll still be able to crawl out right there, though? We might have to go and reinforce some of these things later. But again, just a starting point. Bear with me, folks. Duplicate you. Bring this forward. Rotate you that way. Do about like that. And we can bring that down. Who knows, maybe we could even just really thicken this place up with a wall of trees, because I think those are also technically barriers that they're not supposed to walk through. And then we'll just make it look like the swamp gets really dense around the edges. But there's that. I think we can come here and do one more, make this global moving like so. And we'll rotate this one this direction. Bring it over here. Yeah, okay, so there's our first border. Hopefully the crocodiles can't go and escape that. What is this saying? What are people saying? You're a birthday boy in 3 days and a month. Oh, okay, well, man, every single part of that sentence just pushed it back further and further. That's funny, though. Well, happy early birthday. Did you know that when you were bored and making something in Prehistoric Kingdom, you watched me? Whoa, I did not know that. How I'm so honored. Well, thank you. Hopefully I can bring you a little bit of entertainment and or inspiration while you make your builds. How long have you been watching me? Okay, confirm, duplicate, spin these guys around this direction. Yeah, I think that we can make a nice low profile sort of barrier with this. Or we don't even have to make a barrier that way. I didn't even think about that. That's just the edge of the map. Let's go. So then, if that's the case, we'll spin this out this way. Bring it right about here. Yeah, hold on now. Now we're cooking, baby. Do it about like that. And we'll bring this... Actually, you know what? That looks fine. Slap that down, call it a day. Okay. So, we'll go ahead and just leave it there for now. Management view. They might still have an escape route through some of these. That's okay. Yeah, because they can't get out over here. Well, maybe. Where's the edge of the map? Well, you know what? We're just going to throw them in there and see what happens. Why not? So I don't know exactly how these animals work. I think that there's a chance that they actually just eat out of the deep water. So let's come in here. Dinosuchus, there it is, baby. Look at that. We got the Desmatasuchus in there too. I didn't even think about we have to incorporate them into an enclosure somehow. Do we throw all these guys together and see what happens? I feel like that'll be a bloodbath. All right, or I guess we can modify genome first. Let's take a look at what these different, what different skins they have. So here's Sonora Desert. Go kind of greeny gray. Ooh, there's a really green one. Ooh, I like that one. Salar de Huasco, keep that in mind. This just looks like a classic, like, Nile crocodile, American alligator type of vibe right there. Honestly, all these skins are really cool. Okay, so let's go with, like, this one for now. I like that. Same for you. So what's the difference between male and female? The way that I always figure that out is I pause the game and then I just toggle back and forth. Can you even tell with one of these? I feel like actually, yes, you can. I was gonna say, in real life, I don't know if a crocodile like this would even really have that much sexual dimorphism. I haven't looked into it, so maybe they do. But on this one, the key giveaway is gonna be, look at the tail spikes back here. Super, super spiky on the male. A little bit more subtle on the female. So that's how you can kind of tell them apart. A little bit of a difference in the color of the tail as well. Female's going to be a little bit more grayed out here in this region, whereas the male keeps those nice vibrant colors. Okay, cool. And then what does the pattern do? So this is you with no pattern. Okay, so it's kind of just those stripy bands that we were looking at. Just as a matter of if they stay the color of the base skin or if they kind of blend into a different color. So right now, like with the female, we could have that blend into basically a bunch of different shades of green, or this one looks like it's getting a little bit more of an orangey color here in the tail. I do like that orangey color. Having those like zebra stripes going there, that's cool. We could do female without the stripes, and then the male with the stripes. What does that look like? I feel like this doesn't look like it changes anything. Okay, so the female changes the stripes along the tail, but the male actually changes along the scutes and the head of the creature. So it's actually a completely different spot, which is interesting. Huh. Did not expect that. Okay, well, we'll just go with that for now. And let's go ahead and take a look at your traits so we don't have any sicklies. We don't want the appetite thing. But that's 0. Oh, you're not a very humble guy. You don't have much tolerance. Okay, there we go. I just like to make them all good. Don't have any bad things. Okay, so begin that task. That went nice and quick. Select eggs. We'll do 1 male, 1 female. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for some Dinosuchus hatchery animations? I've never seen this before. I've not gone on here and done anything outside without you guys. This is going to be all of our genuine first-time reactions to seeing these incredible creatures. Who's ready? Who's ready? Boy Crocs mute. Forever. Oh, you're so nice. You're so nice. Hot takes Prehistoric Kingdom. I don't really have that many hot takes for Prehistoric Kingdom. I don't play it because it got so kind of complicated, and it was also at a point in time whenever I did try it out that it had a lot of work to be done. There are definitely still some quirks with it, but I think that they're doing phenomenal work over there. All right, here we go. Begin the incubation. Here we go. Here we go. Hope you're ready. Not your first time to see it? Oh, okay. Well, this will be my first time at the very least. Here we go. Oh, hello there. You've been waiting, haven't you? Where's your friend at? That is a big crocodile. There's your friend. Pretty cool. Who's going to give us the little introduction statement about you? This is so cool. Yeah, I kind of wondered if this was going to be coming. I mean, we've talked about this a whole 6 months ago now that we thought that this was going to be coming. So it's awesome to finally see it in the game. And recently with this being introduced into the game, I've seen a lot of other people asking for like, okay, now it's time for the Cenozoics and stuff. I didn't think that I would expect that to happen, but I don't think it's impossible. I'm not going to count on it. I don't think that we're ever going to get Cenozoics. But it is kind of possible because, at least my understanding, my way of thinking is simply going to be that Frontier is already making all of these models and animations and everything like this for Planet Zoo. They're doing it for Planet Zoo 2, and there's heavy incentive to add them here to Jurassic World. And I don't understand why they wouldn't be able to just kind of transfer those assets, or at least the base form of those assets over. So, I don't know, like whenever you think about it that way, Planet Zoo is going to have tigers. Planet Zoo is going to have elephants. Why could they not transfer that into woolly mammoths and smilodons? You know what I mean? Like, I think that, I don't expect it to happen, but I definitely see how it could be possible. And that I find very interesting. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you think that we're ever going to see something like that added to the game? I've got mixed feelings. I tell you what we'll do. To make a nice little barrier over here, it'll also kind of pretty up our path a little bit. I think we could come in here and scenery items. I want some fences. Do we have some nice new boardwalky fences? Can I filter by DLC? I know I can. Crocodilia Coast, confirm. We do have some nice boardwalk fences. Fantastic. Okay, so give me this one. Oh, you're so tiny. Okay, so we'll just slap you down there for now because you're being kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of cute and cozy. I was expecting it to be more of like a wooden color instead of white, but maybe we can change that. Yeah, okay. We can absolutely change that then. Make it, I want it to look more like old weathered wood. It looks a little bit too clean for my liking. Okay, well, we'll leave that there as option number 1. Does anybody know any good weathered wood names? So get rid of that. Reset all filters. I want just a nice, gross, weathered wood. I've definitely built wooden things in. Here we go, like this sort of boardwalk stuff. This must have been from the wetlands pack. That's right. Yeah. So give me a man after midnight. You? No, that's what we just clicked on. It's weird how it looks brown down here to me. Not like brown, but like a brown color that's catching the light in the right way and kind of makes it look like this nice light tan color. But then I click on it, it's like, oh no, that's just straight up white. Okay, so we'll use this. Yeah, that's more of what I have in mind. I want it to look like dingy. So we'll put it here on this level because that's where we're going to want it. We just need to straighten up this pathway. Small radius. And flatten that back out. There we go. I think we can also pretty much just make a fake barrier out of this by having the slope here be really steep. Is that the really steep one? I think this is the really steep one. And by simply tracing this around here and making it a really steep drop off, I think that pretty much just acts as a natural barrier anyways. Just bring that all the way over here into these rocks. And now that might be, yeah, see, now that's a border all the way through. We do need to add one more over here though. Something weird's going on here. So try that again. Straighten this all out. Gimme a man after midnight. That made it worse somehow. I don't know how that happened. Oh, it's because the water's right here. I didn't think about that. Okay, well it's fine because we're gonna have this thing here anyways. Corporate sellout? What did I do? How am I a corporate sellout? Or are you talking about Frontier with Planet Zoo transferring animals over to Jurassic World? Advanced move. Bring this over. And then we want to rotate you. I wish that this one pivoted from the edge of the fence like the other fences do. I don't know why it doesn't. Kind of an L maneuver right there. We'll place that there. This is where things can get definitely a little bit time consuming. So I'll try not to take too terribly long doing this. But I would like to get this fence down before everything escapes. And the nice thing is that this is kind of an exponential thing. So like we can duplicate it. Slide to the right. Put it there. Put it there, bud. And yeah. And then if we wanted to, we could also just like ever so subtly twist it. Just like so. The tiniest little bit. We could even just make it a twist every like 2 segments or something too if we wanted to. But see, so like now we've already doubled our fences. Now we can duplicate both. Duplicate it again. Bring it out. And this isn't going to work as seamlessly as you would hope here because this is a natural path that I built, just kind of like weaving and winding its way. So instead of being like a nice circle that we can just continue all the way, we're going to have to constantly make some dynamic adjustments to what direction this fence is facing. But hey, you got to roll with the punches. We'll do that. Bring it down here. Is that connected? It's kind of hard to tell with this stuff sometimes. With that highlighted border. To do that. I mean, it's close enough, regardless. Yeah. And then now we could grab all 4 and duplicate all 4. And the bigger you go, the harder it is to line these things up. They get a little bit more winky wonky. But I think this will be good. Maybe this will be like the max extent that we try and do at once. I mean, plus, like I was just saying a second ago, nobody's actually ever going to be down here. This is just for us to try and make it look pretty. So it doesn't matter if it's maybe a little bit off. It does bother me though. That's something I'm trying to be better about. Is I am kind of OCD about that stuff. Like if I know that it's not right, then it's going to bother me. Even if I never see it again, I'll never think about it again. In the moment when I'm building it, it bothers me. But like, see, that looks perfect. You would have no clue that there might be like a little bit of a gap or a misalignment somewhere down there. You would just never know. You love your vids more than anything other than your family. Well, good. Good to always include the family in there. But also, you guys are being so sweet today. I feel like normally people don't come out here just like being so nice like this. I appreciate all of the lovely comments though. You guys are too sweet. I'm grabbing a big rock down here. Get rid of that and that. There we go. Yeah, just want these 8 items right here. Boop. Confirm selection. Duplicate. How's everybody doing today, though? We all having a good day? I sure hope so. Do that. Okay, the Amargasaurs are still pumping out babies. You love to see it. Okay, that looks pretty good there. We are going to have to make some slight adjustments on this end of it. The path is starting to turn a little bit steeper, and that's what I was kind of meaning a second ago. Wait. That's weird. Huh. What am I? Oh, this thing and that thing. Okay, there we go. So confirm you, advanced move, rotate, bring it on around some. Okay, I want to go take a look at my Dinosuchus here in a second too, and I'm sure you guys probably do as well. Are they settling in nicely? Because they should have been delivered by now. There's one. Look at him go. Look at him lurking. We need to get some prey items for these guys. Do we try and set up another ecosystem type of deal? That's pretty cool. What I was hoping they would do, and I don't think they have, especially after just seeing that, I was hoping Frontier would add the ripples that they have around them whenever like an alligator comes in and is all hissing and stuff, or doing those like low drumming basses. The water goes crazy, like the Jurassic Park ripple type of thing. I thought that would have been really, really cool if they did that. Dude, actually, now that I say that, how freaking cool and probably easy would it have been for Frontier to come out and just have like, even whenever the T-Rex or like a large animal is walking around, if it just does like a check of like a, I don't know, like a radius of like this big type of thing. And if there's water in the area, send like a little ripple texture across whenever it does the footprints. I feel like that wouldn't be that taxing on the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but man, would that not be so cool? Yes, new ecosystem. Okay, well, we're not going to do like a whole new exhibit just yet. But what I meant by that is we can put in some small nesting areas or medium ones, whatever ones it may be, so that we can throw the Desmatasuchus and Prionosuchus, or not Prionosuchus. Wait, is it the proto? Hold on, what's the other one? I'm blanking right now. What type of suchus is it? Postosuchus, that's the one. So many different types of suchuses, man. But yeah, we could like throw this guy in there, and this could just be like a natural prey item for Dinosuchus. I don't know why I always call these things suchuses, except for when I talk about Dinosuchus. Then I say Dinosuchus. And I know that people get on me for that not being correct, but I can't help it. That's just what I do, man. Little ecosystem. Okay, we like that. Cool. This Dermatasuchus thing is pretty cool. He's like so weird, but I like him. This guy's also, I absolutely adore the Postosuchus. I think this guy's so cool. I like the bipedal form of him too. That's pretty nice. Also, I don't know how often they've been doing this with their animals, but I like this little deformation thing just from like a animation standpoint. How instead of having crazy stretching on the body, they've got this like tendon right here, or whatever you would call that, that actually stretches as the leg moves backward. So it looks way more natural. I really like that. I'm going to have to start incorporating that into my own animations Which, speaking of, I still do that on the side every once in a while. I'm working on a fun project right now that I can definitely upload, depending on how things go. Okay, going to get water? Yeah, everybody go get your snacks and drinks. Thank you for sticking with me right now, by the way. Okay, Dematasuchus, how are we going to make you look? We got probably some fun options for you. I'm feeling like sea turtle vibes out of you. So I think I kind of want to go almost like for the leatherback sea turtle, make you like a dark blackish type of color. I think that could be fun. So I think that could be fun. Doing something like that. I'm conflicted to either go black sea turtle vibes or try to blend them in with the environment so they wouldn't be eaten by things. You know what I mean? I think we go no pattern for you. Ooh, that's actually just pretty cool though. I know it's just like a basic black color, but that's pretty cool looking. I like this animal. Got the nice counter shading going, a little bit light on the bottom. And this thing's just a freak of nature. We kind of talked about it, but like this is, I think it's like a super ancestral form of crocodiles that was also a vegetarian. It like ate plants and stuff. So super, super weird creature. But I like it. Okay, and now for the male. Same sort of vibe. We're gonna go back to the black one, and we can go ahead and throw in a little bit of texture on you. Maybe we even just stick with the black train though, and go, ooh, subtle blue. Ooh, look at that electric blue down the back. Versus, oh, that's pretty cool. Ooh, that's pretty cool too though. I don't know. I like all of these. Does anybody back home have any shouts for this? Do we have any preferences? Good skin combos? I'm thinking we go this one because it's nice looking, but it feels natural. It feels believable. I think whenever you start getting way too crazy saturated and stuff like that, things start to feel less believable to me. From Fatal Mission. Fatal Mission, what happened when you were getting that water? You deserve us being best YouTube. Also so nice. Oh, what? Guys, you're making me blush. You really are. You're showing other people talking. I see. Evolution. They don't hunt them at all? I didn't realize that. They don't even attempt to go for these guys. I guess that means that if that's true, then we might as well just throw Postasuchus in here with them as well. I kind of wanted to maybe give them their own enclosure, but shoot, we'll just do all of them together then. It's a big enough area, right? I'm also thinking we might go ahead and add more. Well, I forgot to take away their negative traits. Can I just discard all? Yeah, discard. Yeah, I kind of was thinking about giving Postasuchus their own enclosure, but it's whatever. Boop. Collect eggs. There we go. So do one male, two females. Looking nice. And then we'll go ahead and see this release animation. Here we go. Hold on to your horses. Oh, how cute. These guys definitely a little bit smaller than the Deinosuchus. Oh, they're so cute though. What a freaky little freak of nature armadillo looking thing. Armadillo turtle. And a Margosaurus. Wait, really? Social animation. How sweet. Yeah, this is basically like if an ankylosaur got together with a crocodile. I guess this is what you'd come out with. Or if like Dr. Wu and their crazy hybrid people decided to just start combining wacky creatures together. This is what would happen. This feels like, yeah, this feels like something has really gone wrong. Or just nature just stopped caring. They just stopped caring and said, let's just throw anything together and see what sticks. And somehow that's how you end up with this amalgamation. Pretty fun though. All right, whip out the helicopters. Trink, trink, trink. Lovely stuff. Hey, Skulls, did you draw Paleo Accurate Cerato or Megalosaurus? Yes, please, 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 please do that. And also sponsoring, or not sponsoring, what do you call it? I guess like a little self-promo for our Discord channel. If you're not a member of that already, go join it. Whenever you finish up your drawing, please post it in our art channel there. I love, love, love seeing everybody's paleo drawings. But yeah, both of those sound like they'd be phenomenal. I do like myself a Ceratosaurus though, so maybe throw that in there. I think that would be my vote. All right, I feel like we've got a different crowd than normal as well. So let me go ahead and ask you guys, what is y'all's favorite dinosaur or just like prehistoric creature? I think we add more. No, maybe, you know what? Maybe we don't add more Deinosuchus. I was thinking it'd be cool to have a bunch of them in here, but now I think it'd be actually really cool if they were kind of rare to see. Like you're in here, wandering around, doing your thing, and you got to be like lucky to catch a glimpse of them. Like, look at that. Tell me that's not cool. I also would love to add a little boardwalk section here. Obviously, the homies are not going to actually be able to go and walk out on it, but it would be cool. Unless we faked it. Hold on, we actually might be able to do something here. So what if right here, we brought out a teeny tiny skinny little piece of path. We can even have it kind of kink out this direction. Ooh, the diagonal might make things a little bit funky. But what if we just turn this little stretch of path right here into a boardwalk? That would be really cool. Hold on. Guys, are we cooking? Anotyrannus is a good one. Your favorite dino is real VLC with so the real life velociraptor with feathers and kind of like the size of a medium dog. Okay, yeah, so you like them a lot better than these Jurassic Parkified raptors. Good shout, all good animals. I'll tell you what the right answer was though, and it's Acrocanthosaurus. That's my baby. That's my baby. All right, bring this on in. Rotate you. And let's see if we can slide this on down. All right, stream vibe check. How we all doing so far? Are we enjoying the stream? Are we moving too slow paced for anybody? Because I know I kind of have a tendency to do that. That's the OCD stuff I was telling y'all about before. All right, that looks good there. This one I don't think is going to work quite as nicely. I think we're going to have to start straightening out our fence here. We'll put this here. Rotate you around. Yeah, I'm a little bit too nitpicky about certain things, and it causes things to take a lot longer when you go and do it, but whatever. Actually, that curve worked out better than I thought it would. Yeah, because the path just gets a little bit wonky there. We definitely do start to cut in here a little bit too much, though. We'll straighten you out. Advanced move, rotate. I think that the boardwalk idea that we were just talking about, though, I think that sounds like it'd be pretty cool. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe that's just me. Okay, and then, yeah, get out of the multi-selection, please. Advanced move, rotate, and slap you right back in there. Cool stuff. Yeah, baby, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be cool. Love the stream. Don't worry, you don't care about the time. Cool, cool. Yeah, I like to kind of take it nice and slow. It's immersing. Oh, good. That's what I like to hear. I want it to feel like you're really out here. And I know I'm not nearly the best when it comes to doing all these fancy schmancy environment builds and stuff, but I think I've gotten a lot better. I'm actually really proud of how these two turned out. So this is what I say to trusting the process. Trust the process and we'll get somewhere. All right, let's go ahead and come in here though. And then I will need to go and take a look at how we actually get them. I think it's just something I can go and download on the workshop. But my boy Rob Earth from our Past the Park videos and stuff, he has been creating some lovely little like fake plants and stuff that you can add to your environments and your parks and everything. And I think it'd be fun to throw them on here. Real quickly. Okay, still no way for things to escape. Maybe right here, if anything. We'll have to work on that. But that should be good. I think things can technically bypass the park border, but yeah, it's something we'll just continue to work on. So far, everybody's being a good boy. So you guys, y'all still have some environmental needs. You do need a meat feeder? I was hoping that y'all would just eat the fish out of the water. It's kind of a shame. Are y'all like actually dying from it though? No, you're still good on food. Yeah, so you still eat fish out here. Do you not? Well, plus, you're gonna get all the meat you need from ambushing these other predators, or prey items, I mean. So y'all should be fine. You want more barren, really? Okay. Well then we can put a little patch of barren up here for you somewhere. Maybe we even do that kind of in here. Like this boardwalk. Well, no, because this isn't supposed to be like an actual barrier. It's supposed to just be like a little boardwalk type of thing. Let's just see how doable this is, though. I don't know. I think they'll be fine. I bounce around all over the place. I'm sorry. I just want to check on these guys now. Y'all want some more ground fiber. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some of that for you. Ground fiber? Is there a wetlandy version of ground fiber? No? That's okay. So then, which one of these guys looks the most? Probably this one. Yeah, we do a nice lush patch of that right in here. There you go. And that will hopefully draw an animal to always be visible over here. By having this little patch of ground fiber here, I think that the Desmatasuchus should hopefully always be kind of perusing about in this general area. So, are you going to escape? What are you doing, you little freak? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay, somebody send the helicopters. This guy's being a little rambunctious over here. What are you doing? Are you actually trying to escape? He's definitely escaping. You little snake. You little rat. Hi, Jamie. Welcome to the stream. We're making an enclosure, and it's clearly not doing that good of a job of enclosing. But don't mind that. Okay. Go ahead and continue out with these guys. Are we at a straight point yet? No, we're still just going to be taking a nice gentle curve, so continue with this. But yeah, I do think it'd be really fun to extend a boardwalk out here. And I'm trying to remember, do they have like a nice woody sort of whatchamacallit? Path? Do that a little bit more. Pinch that in. Yeah, that looks good enough. Sweet. And that's pretty much about where I'd want that to come out. So, get my path button. Okay, which one is like a wooden boardwalk? Are any of them like that? I could have sworn that they did have a wooden one, but maybe not. We might have to just... Unless I do... Visible? I don't think that would... Well, wait. Yes, this would. Okay, we can do invisible. And then, check this out, folks. So we will go here. Bring it straight... Oh, no, don't do that. Okay, there we go, there we go. Go right to there. Is it going to keep those lights on it, though? I don't want the lights. Okay, we'll worry about that here in a second. And then if I bring that out to the end here... Yeah, so that's the sort of vibe we're going for. But if I could get rid of these random little concrete nubs, that'd be nice. Because it's bigger than I want this to be. Which actually, great point. Do I have... Oh, I had the large path on. So let's go to small. Replace path on. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit more like what we want. A nice small path, just like so. You love the temperate biome in Jurassic World Evolution? I know, it's a pretty nice one. Okay, where did our little freak go, by the way? Okay. Need to put you back in here. Boop. And that's clearly our sign that we need to get working on this before everything breaks out. So now what we can do, though, to make it look like a boardwalk, is we can come over in here to our scenery items. Get some floors, maybe? Do we have wooden floors? I mean, I want, like, rickety wooden floors, so I think it might be more of like a Let's do this. Let's do this. So go to everything, filter, DLC. I want wetlands and oh, excuse me, wetlands and Crocodilia coast. We can bring that filter, and that might allow us to find. I want rickety floors though, and I feel like this isn't going to be rickety. Actually, that is pretty much what I'm looking for. Let's just take a little peruse around everything else though, just in case. Well, I know that's corrugated metal, but tell me that doesn't look like a nice rickety wooden floor. Windows and doors, fences, girders, see stuff like this. Here we go. Yeah, baby. Yeah, like stuff like this is what I really am picturing in my mind. Yes. Ooh, we got new fonts. I didn't know that. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Even though this is like pre-built. Shoot, I'll use a pre-built item if it'll help me make some progress. Give me this guy. Check this out. This is the vibe I'm going for. So we'll put that down. Yeah. And then all we do after this point is we edit group, and we want it to make it like not collidable to the point that people can walk on it. So get rid of all this extra random crap. Maybe that little lantern's kind of cute. Get rid of you. Get rid of the bucket of fish. Get rid of these little side shoot things. Maybe a couple random little side shoots are cool. Yeah, so we'll need to absolutely 100% continue coming in and working on this stuff. But it's more of just getting a baseline. Or you know what? Get rid of all this for now. There we go. So now we just want to take this, confirm, duplicate, and we will just continue to extend this boardwalk out. Is it doing it? Oh, it slants down. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. That's going to complicate this just a little bit more. So then here, hold on. Advanced move, rotate. I guess move it down first. That'll help us determine if it's level, because this is where we want it anyways. We want it to just ever so slightly poke up above the ground level. About like that. Yep. Match that up here with this. All right, before we do that part. That proved to me that it's not truly like right above ground level. I mean, it's not like truly level. So we want it to be pretty much right there, I think. Then we can bring that up just a smidge. Yeah, and then we want to, whenever we go to move it around, we want to be in global positioning. We can do about like that. And then now we duplicate a bunch of these out. And this is how we'll get our nice boardwalk. A lot of trash on that, but we'll go and clean that up in a minute. This might not work as well as I thought it would in my head, but I figure we at least go for it, right? Like this could be kind of cool. Like a 15-degree turn, maybe? No, we'll just have to do custom. That's all right. Maybe about like that. Put her there. Do you guys see the vision, or am I crazy for this? I might be crazy. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. Put that about like there. I feel like it should really be more like there if we're going to fix that other path. And then bring this up. This is where the local one would have been nice, but it's not perfectly level, and so it's going to get wonky. Uno mas. Okay, so there's our boardwalk vibe. And now that the path is there, I'm wondering... I want to... This might be tricky. We might actually need to make it a bigger boardwalk in order for this to look convincing. Because I wanted there to just be like a tiny, skinny little piece of path going down the middle of it. Is there a way to lock the environment from moving? Because what I'd like to do is pinch in the terrain around it as much as possible. See, but then it does destroy the path, and we don't want that. We still want people to walk on the path up there. So we want to pinch this in as tight as we can without lowering that path in the middle. And maybe the best way to do that, come at it from the sides. Maybe another good way to do that is to have this whole area slightly elevated so that it's not as intense of a drop. That'll help it blend together a little bit nicer. And then we come at it from the side like this. Get it absolutely as close to the path as possible. This is what I meant whenever I said it's gonna get wonky around the diagonal though. But I think that's pretty good. Because I'd like to see people out here walking along this. We 100% could just leave the boardwalk out here and never have people on it. But if I could get people to go and walk on it, I feel like that'd be really cool. Alright, and then we click on this one, and we try and pinch this in as tight as possible. Maybe that's too much there. Hold on. About. Ooh, there we go. That's nice. Undo that a little bit. Okay. I think we're doing... This is as good as we could possibly make it. It's not going to be perfect, but I think we're doing what we can. Sorry if I go quiet. I'm concentrating. Yeah, it starts to pool down a little bit too much there. Yeah, and maybe the alternative, like I was saying a second ago, is to just have the boardwalk bigger than this path area. But I don't know. I'd like to have like a nice little dinky boardwalk. Yeah, because that doesn't look as good as I wanted it to. So maybe we do need to just make this a little bit bigger. You like derpy dinos, majestic dinos, and unique dinos. Knock knock. You want a dino quiz? Ooh, yes, give us a dino quiz. Cool. What's cool? What am I missing in the chat? You've been mastering paleo art by drawing skeletons and then drawing the skin and stuff on top of it. That's really cool. Well then, yes. If you have any more paleo art for us, please go and put it in our community Discord. That sounds really cool. Okay, edit group. I want you. And I want to duplicate you. And I want to put you to you. Right there. I think that means this needs to go about there. And then this guy. We want to edit you. And duplicate you. And we do the same sort of process for you. I like that. There we go. Now let's clean up some of this trash. Looks horrible. I don't mind it looking like a scaggly little boardwalk, but I don't want it looking trashy. Take you and you. And you and you. Maybe a little bit of trash is fine, but I don't want a bunch of trash. Yeah, get rid of these big piles at the very least. Oh, not the button I meant to click. The group. Take you away. Take you away. Holy cow, I think I'm just now realizing something. Well, first of all, you little clowns back home didn't even tell me that the game audio wasn't on. You absolute goobers. Whoops. I was checking to make sure that the Fossil Fighters music wasn't playing the whole time. But I guess that's another good thing to check on, is that, yes, you guys can actually hear the game now. Why did nobody say something? I didn't think that was weird. Yeah, we're just sitting there listening to my horrible voice this whole time, huh? Let's see. I want to... Is that just all one piece? No, it's not, so edit the group. But that is one piece. Huh, okay. These tires are a little bit weird down here, but I don't know, maybe that's okay. I wonder what this place looks like at nighttime with all these little lanterns. That would probably be pretty cool. Thank you. Duplicate. Global. One on this corner. Fantastic. There we go. Try and space that out a little bit more even. Still not even, but at least it's a little bit closer. Hybrids or no hybrids? No hybrids. Boo. Boo. Every once in a while they make one that's maybe not too bad. But I'm not a fan. I think that as soon as Jurassic World came along and did the hybrid stuff, with each and every new movie, I have found myself falling out of love with the Jurassic franchise a little bit more, and it makes me very, very depressed. New eggs have been found. What a lovely little area. Okay, so there's our Deinosuchus and Desmatosuchus. Going around doing their thing. Looking... Actually, that's a good question. Not looking like it. That'd be cool if you could change the color of the rocks. Okay. Well, they should be contained. At least all through here. They can technically get out on this side, but we're still continuing to work towards that. Maybe... Let's go ahead and finish up this boardwalk. Let's just get it done with. Firm. Duplicate. Take y'all. Grab you here. Yeah, I think that absolutely the new strategy, and I can go and work on this later if people don't want to just see me do this for the next, like, forever. But I think the next strategy is absolutely going to be just making this boardwalk wider, and therefore allowing us to have like that skinny path running through the middle that you don't really notice. I think that's the only way that we're going to be able to really make that work. Path pinches in a little bit sharper right there. About like so. But not quite that steep over here. Yeah, it's a lot of little finicky pieces, but if you spend enough time on it, you can eventually make something that looks cool. I might not be able to make cool things as fast as other people do, but if you give it enough time, we'll eventually get somewhere. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. Drop a number, scale of 1 to 10, as to how you think this is looking so far. 1 to 10. You know what? Don't hurt my feelings. 1 to 5. No, actually, now it's going to be confusing. Just 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Because if everybody starts dropping 5 and we're on a 10 scale, then that's going to be even worse. Okay, advanced move you. Rotate. 10. Guys, do you mean it? No way you mean it. No way you mean it. Oops, not the button I meant to click. Oh, and that's all gone. Can I bring it back? No, I can't. Yes, I can. Haha, I'm a genius. Okay, take you. Rotate. Yeah, it's a slow and steady burn, but I appreciate you guys for bearing with me through it. Question is, do we take a group snack break? Do we all go and fill up our drinks and grab some snacky snacks? What's everybody snacking on today? I feel like I always ask that, so we got to keep the tradition going. Anybody got good snacks of choice today? Bring that here and here. It's so much easier to just use the multi one. There we go. All right, we're in the final stretch of the boardwalk. We're just gonna go back to one at a time because I think the path is gonna just get weird. So bring that here. That looks fine. Bring you here. Gonna need a little bit of rotation. Whoop. Let's see. You don't have snacks, but you have chocolate Nesquik. Ooh, I got some Nesquik in my cabinet. Are we about to have a chalky milk party? I love me some chalky milk, baby. How'd you know I like Nesquik? Nesquik, if you're watching, which I know you are, you should hit me up. We can do a little collab. You feel me? There we go. Nice little fence going around there. Looking lovely, looking cozy. What does it look like if we're actually down here, cruising around our boardwalk? Yeah, baby. See, it's hard to see things because it's such a big area, but if you get lucky, you can see some little critters running around, and I like that. I like that it's not a guaranteed sighting. I like that it's like you still have the sense of excitement of like, oh my god, I can see one, I can see one. Then we could walk out here onto this little boardwalk area. See, this I like. This is pretty cool. And we will have to somehow make sure that a Dinosuchus or whatever can't actually just come cruising up on here. Some trash in the way there. Oh wait, that's because, okay. See, this is the path getting wonky on us. Where, wait, can I not leave? Okay, I don't know, that was just weird. That's the path getting wonky on us because the ground down below dipped down too far and just got weird. But yeah, you can see it. You can see it get weird there. But I really like this as a concept. I think that if we make the boardwalk bigger, we can 100% pull this off. 100%. Yes, collab. Okay, dude, everybody start spamming Nesquik. Tell Nesquik to hit me up. I could get y'all some good prices on some Scuttles Nesquik. You feel me, dog? You have apple pie today. God save the cravings. I know. I got a sweet tooth, man. Hence the Nesquik. Paleo pine syrup Nesquik. Ooh, I like that. Powder also. Please do not give Nesquik to toddlers. They will turn the entire kitchen into a choking hazard. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a great idea, now does it? Yeah, not endorsing underage Nesquicking. Drink responsibly. Now that would actually be so cool, though. Where'd everything go? There they are. Hello. Hi, Snookums. How many people we got here right now, huh? I feel like we got a pretty fun little chat crowd here. I'm curious. We got some goons watching? We got 6 people. That's not too bad. I'm sure we were at a better number earlier, but whatever. Uh-oh. Yeah, I was talking earlier about how I've also got this streaming on Twitch now for the, like, for why not, pretty much. I don't think we've had a single message over there on Twitch yet, so whatever. Twitch bad. Alright. So guests are complaining about the lack of amenities. Whatever. Tell them to grow up. Tell them to suck it up. So, if we have people... Visible local dinosaur appeal. So, do we not have people out here all because they technically can't see from the path? Because this is connected to an entrance, right? Arrival point? Yeah, look at that. We've got plenty of people here in the park wandering around and doing their thing. They like to go see the hatchery, I guess. But nobody actually comes and hangs out over here. Or I guess they hang out over this way where we do have viewing galleries. But over here where it's supposed to just be enjoy the view, they technically can't see anything, and that's so lame. Here's what we can do, though. Don't we have viewing domes in here now? I think that'd be fun to add in here in the middle of the swamp. So, attractions. Ooh, the mossy log. Hold up, that's perfect for this spot. Right? I think we like that. We'll slap it over here where it's kind of, you know, it's in an area that you would not normally be able to see. In water. What difference does it make? See, that's so dumb. What other options do we have? Remote lagoon, remote dome, remote dome. Tunnel. I think that the log feels like it would go really well here. A good log to save the day too. Okay, yeah. I think we'll do the log, I agree. But we gotta apparently get rid of some water, because the game is boring. This is why I always like to play with our different mods and stuff. Because there's no reason why I should not be able to just put a log here that has a little bit of water around it. But the game is just dumb. Sorry, Frontier. You made me say this. Alright, we'll put that right in here as close to everything as we can. There we go. And then we can put this guy. We can put it right here towards the end. Nice and cozy. Yeah, we'll nuzzle it in here between the stones and everything. That'll look nice. There we go. Wait, is that not the entrance? Yes, it is. Wait. No available connections. Does it have to be within? Wait, no, it is connected. Okay, it's good, it's good. Yeah. Visible dinosaurs 1, local appeal 76. Can we see what it sees? It just says local dinosaurs 1. What are you seeing? Oh, wait, what are you? It sees the Desmatasuchus there. Very cool. Okay, what is that going to do to our park? Huh? Can we not see the, like, graphy thing? Wait, is that not a thing? I swear that used to be a thing. Is that from a previous game? I thought you could see, like, your star rating on a bar graph. Or maybe I'm thinking of just, like, Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster type of thing. But I like seeing it on the bar graph like that. I think that's fun. Oh, that's Rob talking. I didn't even realize that. What's up, Rob? Mods will be allowed in the next round. I ask for a friend. Oh, will mods be? Oh, I see. Fantastic question. I'm sure we could throw in at least a little bit of, like, you know, the free build type of stuff. It just complicates things for passing the save files between people. But it's whatever. Rob, you got any advice for how to make a nice looking swamp environment? Because I feel like it's all just kind of gross. I think we're definitely going to refine this view now that we just placed this in, though. But I think if we come in here with some nice custom trees, just custom everything, really, I think that would help out. Yeah, swap out some of these trees with just some bowlgage. There we go. So now they can see out that way. And then this way, they can't see a bloody thing. We'll swap that out like that. And I think maybe we go ahead and just bush up this coastline over here just so that, you know, they don't see just the edge of the map. So we'll come in here with our big cypressy swamps and just border that up, because why not? Why not, man? Yeah. Can I put any more in here? More trees, please. I might just have to come in and place trees manually because it's clearly not wanting to. Alright, so then if that's the case, I'm actually going to go ahead and just get rid of these guys as well. I don't want to get rid of the ground, though. Keep that nice and swampy. Yeah, son. Alright, so then what we can do... Nope, not that one. We want the scenery item. Foliage. Can I find... it's probably just going to overcomplicate things. Leave that out. We'll just go for the cypress. There we go. So we'll go swamp cypress. 1 is the small one. 2 is medium. And 3 is big boy. Okay, we'll just put a couple of these back here. Just like, whoop. Do they have random rotation on? They do not. Put that on. Whoa. Wait, how'd you turn so tiny? What? Okay. Ooh, big boy. Okay, we want to get a couple of these small guys in here. I think what I'm literally going to do is just shove them into the ground. that they just look like some nice, you know, bushy ends to the area. And you don't just see straight through them. We'll take you, advanced move. Because right now, obviously, like, if you were looking out of this viewing gallery, you would see the tops of the trees, but then you would see everything else just down here in the area below. So we also want to crowd out this bottom area. And we can come in and add all sorts of shrubberies and stuff like that to hide that view as well. But for the time being, we're going to start with these guys. Make it look like there's just trees of all shapes and sizes. Advanced move, put you down a little bit. Like so. And then now what does that view look like? See, that already looks a lot better. Not seeing that area in the back. Need to clean that up. Block out some of that. And we've also got to get working on all this stuff. How do you guys want me to approach this, by the way? Do you want us to keep trying to refine this exhibit and making it look all purty and whatnot? Or would you guys prefer that we just move on to the next round of animals? Because I know we've still got the lagoon creatures as well. We haven't even put Postasuchus in. Did we add him in real quick? Check this out, Rob. Have you been around whenever we were trying to experiment with this boardwalk idea? I really want to make this work, but I think we need a big boy boardwalk for it. So whatever. Here's another question. I think that this is going to be one of those items that destroys everything. I think that's specifically why I don't use these. But if I put down a floor item, such as, you know what, it doesn't matter. Such as this guy. It's going to flatten absolutely everything around it, right? Wait. Hold on. Can people walk on this? Does anybody know if visitors can walk along these floors? I guess it honestly doesn't matter. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about this, this doesn't matter at all. I wanted to build this boardwalk for people to... I wanted to build it in a way that people could actually come out and walk on it. But nobody's ever actually going to come out here because they technically can't see anything. The visitors are too dumb to know to do that. They only go to the viewing attraction things. What's up, big boy? Anybody got any good dino names? I'm going to name you... Well, I just called you Big Boy, so I'm going to call you Big Boy. If y'all have any other name suggestions for the other animals in the park, sure to drop them. Alright. Any choosers. See, this is where I struggle with things, is I feel like I could spend a ton of time trying to make something look really pretty, but it's going to take a long time, and I don't think that that's what you want for a live stream. I feel like for a live stream, you want to keep things moving. I like that this does actually look like a big, ugly, like, swamp delta type of thing, like with all the different braided river systems coming through. Alright, yeah, for the sake of keeping things moving, we're going to go ahead and just move on. Postasuchus, and then we're going to make the lagoon creatures. That way, everybody can get to the animals that they want to see. And then we can worry about all these crazy little details. Postasuchus, what sort of vibes do we like for you? I kind of like that blue one I just saw somewhere there. This guy? That's kind of fun. I also like this red one. I think I like this red one. It'd help them like pop out and like contrast with the background a little bit too, I think. I think we go for this red guy. The Sonoran Desert. Any sort of pattern that we like? I'm gonna go no pattern female. And then I kind of do like the blue on the male there. Yeah, I think I do like the blue there. We're gonna do that. Nice complementary color sort of action. I think. Modify these guys so they don't have any bad traits. Ooh, you got lots of bad traits available. Okay, save that. And begin task. Let's see, what are the name suggestions y'all are saying? When you finish the part, can you add it to the marketplace? Yeah, I can throw it on the, whatever they call it, the workshop. Chomper, Tooth. You want to see my progress on the Northwest USA Park? Absolutely. Yeah, if you have anything like that, we've got a community Discord with Jurassic World Evolution channel that you can go and upload your parks into, and everybody can give you some feedback on it and tell you how great you did. All right, here we go. Posties. What's up, Post Malone? That's going to be the first guy's name. Yeah, look at that. He's even got the blue on him for the Dallas Cowboys, since I know Post Malone's a big Dallas Cowboys fan. It's all right. I guess that's fine. You can pick the worst team.
The Postosuchus is an ancient crocodile relative.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it dominated its hunting grounds. Back in the Triassic, it saw the dinosaurs it lived alongside as little more than prey. So just imagine how it looks at us.
Oh, I love the Postosuchus. This might be my favorite thing that they added in the pack. Well, no, Deinosuchus is actually pretty groundbreaking. Deinosuchus is awesome for the revolution of it. Like, it's a pretty revolutionary item. But Postosuchus is pretty cool, man. I really like him. Alright, let's get them moved in. Thanks for the intro, George Lambert. Dino name Chomper. Posto name Tooth. Alright, we can absolutely get that going. So your name will be Tooth. And then my other one over here, you're going to be Post Malone. Post Malone, I think that's how you spell that. And then we've got one more name available for the Postosuchus. We come back over here. That's a Desmatosuchus. Where are the Deinosuchus at? There's one. Big boy. And then you need to be, what did you say at this one? Chomper. Chomper. Fantastic. Good. And then, let's see. Anybody else say anything? Armadillo for the other ones? Okay, yeah, we can absolutely have one of these guys be named. We'll make you be named Arma, because that sounds like a nice, like, cutesy little name. And we'll name you Dio. And then you can be... other guy! Exclamation point! Other guy! I like it. Oh, we should have named one. You know what? We've got one more name over here. This guy. We're gonna name you Nesquik. Shout out Nesquik. Give me that sponsor, baby. Alright, add these to the selection. Finalize, and we'll add y'all to the swamp. Welcome to the jungle. Put y'all in here. Now I need to figure out what sort of nesting thing these guys use. It looks like you guys were right, though, that the Deinosuchus will not eat the Desmatosuchus. But that means we do still want to figure out what type of nest do you guys use? Oh. What type of nest do you use? Medium nest. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw some of those in there because I know, thanks to the trailer, that these guys can absolutely get eaten by the Deinosuchus. So we'll tuck one over here in this corner. Nice and safe and secure. This is going to destroy everything, isn't it? It actually didn't do too badly. And then... yeah, I hate how they do that, though. I really do. Then we can make this one more of like a cave, maybe. It's kind of fun. Nice and lush and bushy. And we'll put that over here. There we go. Yeah, and then come back to, oh, nope, not that button. My scenery items, my foliage. Cypress. Or wait, what happens if I just search swamp? No, not gonna really do it. That's fine. Give me my nice big bushy tree. I'm gonna do my technique again where I shove a bunch of these in the ground to make it look nice and bushy. Go shoop. Shoop. And shoop. We'll bring that in a little bit. There we go. See, that's kind of nice and cozy. I want it to be a little bit more hidden than that, though. So I'm going to make even one more of these. We're going to try and, like, cover this up some. Okay. It's hard to tell what you're actually doing with that white border. So I don't feel bad about bringing that out in front of it even a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. It's looking kind of crazy with the helicopter blowing it all over the place, but I like that nest being a little bit secluded back there. And obviously we'll probably want to do the same thing for this guy over here. So environment. Nope, I always hit that button because I see a tree. Foliage. And then we'll do a couple more of these over here. We'll do one there. One there. We'll throw in the medium guy for a little bit of variation. We'll do like that. You. We'll just scale down a little bit. Boop. You. We will shove into the ground. Oh, wrong button, wrong button. We want just that one. Yep. I'm trying to cover up that palm tree. Don't really want him in here. Guess I could just delete it, but let's do that. You edit group. Get rid of the palm tree. Don't want that there. It's not the vibe. Not the vibe I'm going for. You, my friend, and also come over here. I'm going to duplicate you and just give you some more leaves down here. Ooh, lovely. Look at that. You would never know it's there. Maybe bring that up a little bit more. There we go. That's cozy. I like it. Alright, and then yeah, we can obviously come in and clean up all these areas, make it look real nice and spunky. Now that we know that this path will never see a single visitor crossing it, I think that means that... Can I do this now? No. I think that means that we need to just get rid of it. It's a fun idea, but nobody's ever going to actually walk out on it, and that really does make me sad. If there's a way we could trick people to walking out on there, then that's something else to maybe keep in mind. But for the time being, I don't think it's going to work. So we're just going to come in here, get our terrain, and flatten it all back out. Yeah. Smooth it all out. There we go. And now we'll just pretend that people go out there. It's such a shame, but whatever. Take you. Advanced move. Actually, no, not advanced move. We want to duplicate you. Rotate you. Shoop. About like so. And then we'll put you there. We could technically fix that, but you know what? I don't really care that much. It's fine. Like I said, I'm trying to be better about that stuff. I don't need to hyperfixate on every tiny little detail whenever it does not matter. I want to switch these to global though, so that they move in a straight line. So we can take you and you, confirm, duplicate, global, and bring you out this way. Yep. And then we rinse, wash, and repeat. Same process. Duplicate. Global. It looks like we're getting slightly out of line, so we're going to rotate this one ever so slightly inwards. Bring it this way. And in. Yeah, baby. And so you can kind of envision how that's going to go from there. We will go ahead and at least duplicate this over real quick. Duplicate. Bring it to this side. And then. Yeah, you get the vision though. That's pretty cool. I like that quite a bit. We can obviously go through and finish that out, but I want to keep this moving for all of y'all because I'm sure y'all would like to just see our animals. They should be in now. Post Malone, what's up, Post Malone? I need you to go and find yourself a lady. Start laying some eggs so that the Deinosuchus doesn't instantly drive y'all into extinction for a second time. You need more wetland and stuff. Is that just because you haven't explored enough, though? I think it should be. Yeah, you just need... You want some arid, though. That surprises me. And then they want prey items of their own. So I guess we can go ahead and throw one of those in for them. Give me that. Give me a little prey item here. Slap that here in this corner where it doesn't really matter. And technically we'll go ahead and slap in a little bit of arid for you as well. We'll do this one. Yeah. Sprinkle just a little bit of that in there for you. It's getting rid of all of our trees, but whatever. We'll just cover them back up. What just happened there? We'll do a little splash of that over here, maybe. Is doing anything? Why is it not changing the color of that? Okay, well there's a little bit there. We'll do a splash of it there and there. We'll just do little splotches of it and hope that it eventually ticks all the boxes for this guy. A little bit there. We'll do a little patch there because that already looks like it's like that. Touch of it there and there. Come in here. Come on, we're so close. And technically none of this even matters because these guys, we don't even have like that level of comfort even enabled in the game. But, you know, just for the sake of doing it, why not? So there's that. They'll continue to expand and form their territory, and they'll find the rest of the water and wetland for them. So they should be good to go. But let's take a look at our boy. Oh, he's chasing down a goat. Looking kind of wonky doing it, but he's getting there. Oh, wow. Oh, strong boy. He just completely rips that thing up into the air. Stony named Blippy or Blimpy? Name him Blimpy. Other dinosaur named Sheep. Maybe Posto. Oh, ooh, unfortunately, we've already got names for him. Hey, I appreciate the chat. The hearts popping up in the chat. How sweet. That was pretty cool, though. Good job, Post Malone. Drop the diss track on that goat. Dude, the boardwalk's cool. I like it. It really does make me sad that people don't actually go out and walk on it, but I do think it's pretty cool. I do think it's pretty cool. Yeah, this enclosure's starting to come together a little bit. Now that we don't have path here, we can 100% turn this back into like watery, swampy type of stuff, though. I think it's the paint. No, it's gonna be here. And go back to this stuff. Yeah. There we go. Swampy vibes. I want to bring that tree back. Or I guess we can, like I said before, we can put in all of our custom trees. There we go, baby. Nice and swampalicious. Ooh, yeah. This feels like it would be sketchy to hang out on. Especially right here where the ground comes up nice and close. The whole thing is sketchy. But that's what makes it fun. You wish you had the DLC right now. You'd be trying to make an enclosure for them too. Hey, maybe one day. Maybe one day. This is just the little trial run. You can see it here before you have to spend the money on it. See if you even want it. And then after you decide that maybe you do want it, then you can come back in at a later point in time, purchase it, and then now you have some ideas as to what you might want to do with it. So, it's all good. We can attempt to make this look a little bit more natural, but I think that at the end of the day, there's going to be just a giant wall of rocks separating our pond and ocean, and it's not really ever going to look perfectly natural, but what can you do? All you can do is give it your best shot, I guess. So, do what you can with the tools that you're provided. So we've got a little bit of that going on, looking pretty nice. And we could just continue to extend that all the way. Alright, who wants to see a Styxosaurus? Are you ending stream now or soon? We'll go ahead and we will run until 40 more minutes because we'll end it at whatever time that is for everybody else. For me, that will be 11:30. So we got 40 more minutes. Alright, synthesize. Now we want the lagoon one though. I think I can release these via airlift, right? Let's see. Get rid of that. The Shonisaurus, or which one should we do first? Oh god, that's a big boy. I always forget how big the Shonisaurus is. We'll go Styxosaurus first. Because this guy, he impressed me with his trailer. He reminds me of like something from Avatar. Glow babies? Alright, yeah, you guys want the Styxosaurus as well. Real quickly, I'm going to do a quick mic check, make sure everything's still sounding good. Okay, sweet. My microphone is so prone to getting wonky on me that I feel like I always have to come out and check on it. So far so good. Shonisaurus is one of the biggest ichthyosaurs. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, it sure does seem like it. Okay, traits over here. We'll go ahead and bump that up. Oh, you're really bad for that, and you're bad for that as well. You're just bad at everything, I guess. Save and... or no, we want to check out the cosmetics as well. And they remind me of creatures from Avatar, so I think I want to lean into that and design these guys to kind of be like the Ekrons from Avatar. I think I go like a blue color, like that, yeah. Blue color with some... do they have red stripes? I need to look at what an Ekron looks like. Name is shown. Moonbelly, please. I like that name. We can absolutely do that. Okay, let's see. Avatar Ekron. Show me a picture of that. Do they have red stripes? They have a few different versions of them. So they kind of are just like blue with like black and green stripes. If we can find something like that. Whoa. That's gonna definitely be the one we go for, right? More bioluminescent type of vibe. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. That's pretty good. So we'll do that for the females. And then the males, there's like a different type of Ekron that's more of like that teal color from the get-go. So let's see if we can find one more like that. They've got like the blue ones and the green ones. This might be our best bet for that. And then... yeah, we might be looking at that right there. The blue and the green. I like that. That's pretty cool. Save and exit. I like these guys. If y'all can start thinking of some good Avatar names, let me know. We'll do... I kind of want a bunch of these guys flying around. We'll do a second batch of them. I'd like to have... we'll have 2 males, 2 females. So we'll do another male and get rid of you. Well, I guess that's 2 males, 3 females. That's fine too. Alright, let's go ahead and catch up on that. You put on Svalbard, like blue or green, it looks so cool. Okay, let's check that out. See what you're talking about. Alright, everybody judge this guy's decision. Let's see. Svalbard. Oh, that's what we have. And then blue or green. Blue? Or the green. Okay, sweet. So yeah, that's pretty much what we already got. Then yes, I agree with your decision. Good choices, good choices. Release via airlift. We're going to go ahead and move y'all into our new lagoon. Deliver to lagoon. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to need a, whatchamacallit for that. Another hatchery over here. So thankfully we did not. We'll go ahead and... I wish I could put one here. That annoys me that I can't. But whatever. I think it's just because we got so close to the edge of the map here. I think that's the issue. But it looks dumb that it's not symmetrical. Maybe that means we just get rid of this guy. Dinosaurs being transported in there. Okay. Well, we'll get rid of that one in a minute. And maybe that will help out with the looks of everything. We'll also smooth out this area. Make that look a little bit more natural. There we go. Yeah, if we delete that, I think that'll look much better. It'll look like a big chevron at that point. Which maybe that means that we want to balance it out up here as well. Malta would be going there, there, there. Need to get rid of a little bit of this water. Just for a quick second. And fill that back in. Boom. And now we can put it all back. Alright, there we go. I think we pretty much only have deep water in here, which I guess is fine. I mean, we've got the normal waterways, like the river portion though, I suppose. God, they're so cool. I love them. I love them so much. We haven't had any deaths happen, have we? Fellas, can you name one of the Shonies? Can I just pick a name for one of them? Is that what you're saying? Aya Khan. That's a great name. Great name. Do we have any other Avatar fans in here? That's such a cool movie. Alright, on to the Shoneysaurus. Okay. Modify your genome traits. We want to make sure that you're all positive as well. So do that, and that, and that. So yeah. I made that. I don't understand why that's red, but it's 0. Okay, whatever. We'll just do that. Oh, I still need to do the colors now. So what would look good for you guys? I feel like kind of like your just normal color, to be honest. Just kind of like a big manatee vibe, kind of gray color. Ooh, hold on. Emperor Penguin. That's pretty cool. Anybody got any good skin suggestions for the Shoneysaurus? Anybody dabbled with that one yet? This is feeling pretty cool. EBH. Maybe Dad, you and me. To me. I'll go ahead and give y'all just a second to see if anybody's got any good name suggestions. Okay. Sparkle or Rainbow? Oh, you're asking me if I can name one of the Shoney Sparkle or Rainbow. Yeah, we can do that. We'll have to find like a sparkly or rainbowy looking one though. I kind of like this Emperor Penguin looking vibe right here. Ooh, even just that. No pattern, black and white. I like that. I almost feel like we go like that guy, and then we could just have like one. We could have a couple males in the group that look like this one here, and then we can make an additional alpha male in the group that looks like that right there. That could be really cool. I think that's what I do. I mean, that might be what I do. Skin color mangrove forest pattern color rana. See what that looks like. Mangrove forest and rana. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think I might run with my black and white ones that I was just doing though. I really like the looks of these like Emperor Penguin looking things. Good shout though. Good shout. All right, release these guys. Move y'all to your new home, wherever that is. Here we are. Boop, boop. And last but not least, one more alpha male.
Separated the world of the living from that of the dead. Fearsome monsters were said to inhabit those waters, dragging wayward souls into the depths. The Styxosaurus is a brilliant animal, but it is every bit as intimidating as its namesake.
All right, so we'll have 2 females, a normal male, and an alpha male for the Shoneysaurus. I guess we should have done a normal release for the Styxosaurus. We didn't get to see their release animation. We can go ahead and just release another random one in here. Why not? Not the Plesiosaur. We'll do you. Select eggs. We want to see both the males and the females. Okay, so for these Shoneysaurs, we'll go ahead and do the normal animation so that we can see what it looks like when they come out. How big is this going to be? That's a big boy. That's a big boy. Whoa! Oh, it's like we're playing Subnautica.
The Shoneysaurus is an incredible animal. And that's ignoring the fact that it's one of the biggest marine reptiles of all time. We are truly, truly lucky to have this Triassic Titan in our park.
Dang, I never made one of these whenever it was available for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And I didn't really care that it was in this one. But now that I see him, he is swimming around. This thing's pretty cool, man. A little social animation. Oh, well, maybe. Here we go. That wasn't anything too crazy. Very nice. Okay, and what about for Styxosaurus? Whoa. Yep, that's straight out of Avatar. That thing is cool, man. Big, like, eel snake thing. Are they all moving in a group right now? No. Wait, are we not going to get an introduction for you? What the heck, man? Try it again. I've never made these guys before. I want to hear their introduction.
Procedure complete. Incubation personnel. Confirming asset delivery.
Okay, and we'll put the other Shonisaurs in here.
Asset to be collected.
What are the odds I can delete this now? Oh, of course not. Everybody hanging out in here. Come down to my lagoon area though, or my feeders. And we'll just slap on a piscivore feeder, or the marine fish feeder, whatever. Do that. And we'll throw in a little shark action as well. Need y'all to get out of there though. Alright. Get out, get out, get out. Oh, come on. That's basically out. There's no dinosaurs in there. They're just marine reptiles. Dude, there's nothing in here. Let me do it. There's nothing even close to this area anymore. Because the dinosaur's being transported to this lagoon. Did I put one in here? No, I did not. I guess, do they have to just be all in the enclosure before it can make that decision? I guess that kind of makes sense. Dang it. Alright, well, let's go ahead and time warp that then. Can you tell you who says the introduction to the Styxo? Sure, you can tell me who says it. Emperor Penguin looking Shoni name should be named Glacier. That's a cool name. Milky Way for the galaxy skin. I like that one too. Good name suggestions, everybody. Good job, team. Have y'all made it in yet? Almost? Alright, now. Now will we be allowed to delete this? There we go. Now our chevron looks nice and symmetrical. I like it. So I guess that means we could move this thing then. Rotate that more like that. Have you come out of there instead. And do the same sort of thing for this guy. Rotate you. Move you right on up there. And we'll shove that down into the ground. There we go. That even gives us a little bit more space to put in some water. Beautiful. There we go. See, it's like, it's definitely ugly. There's nothing we can do about that. At least not in this version of the game. We'll have to get some mods if we want to hide that. But at least it doesn't look horrible. It doesn't look, it could be a lot worse, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Just something you're going to have to deal with. So, Styxosaur. Alright, can we see the introduction this time? Pretty cool, man. Is that it? Why are we not getting the introduction for this one? I don't understand. Alright, who does the introduction? Y'all said that y'all were about to tell me. You've been thinking about it for like 1 minute, and you're like, definitely your favorite YouTube. What? Not even a second. For sure, 100% most favorite now? Y'all are so sweet today. I don't know what I've done to get so lucky. Y'all are so nice. Oh, don't mind the dead carcasses. Alright, we'll move them into the enclosure. Or wait. Do we want these ones? I think these ones might have just been random. 1, 2. No, we do need them. We do need them in here. You and you.
Collection request received.
Oh man, I accidentally just put it right back in there. Alright, transport, put you in there. We'll go ahead and time warp because we're accidentally doing absolutely no progress with our... that one. Is that... that doesn't look like my Emperor Penguin skin. Hold on. Did we already move him in here? Where's my Shoney boy at? There's Emperor. Ooh, yeah, baby. Is this what you were referring to when you talk about the galaxy skin? Wait, do you eat the shark feeder? No. Okay. I thought you were about to go and eat that shark. Does anybody in here even need this? I don't think that's actually necessary. Get rid of that. What do you say? You need fish. And the Styxosaur, I'm sure, would also want fish, right? Just fish, yes. Okay. Good, good, good. So then we'll come over to you. And we'll slap on another fish feeder. Beautiful stuff. I like it. Alright, so everybody in there should be perfectly happy now. We can even go ahead and put in a little nesting area for them. I don't actually even know how you do that. There we go. Marine nesting area. Well, where'd it go? Try that again. Marine nesting area. There we go. Okay, so we can put one over here in this corner.
Water is the foundation of all life on this planet. Reptiles that adapted to the water still need nests. We should ensure they have easy access to them.
There we go. Alright, I think everybody should... oh no, we still gotta remove this guy again since he got wonky on us. So this is the normal male. Not our alpha male, but the normal one. What's up, G? Your favorite is the orca skin all time for the Shoney. You're old-fashioned. Is that the female one that I did over here? Because I also actually really liked that. I like the realistic looking animals as well. And this feels so realistic to me. Just nice, simple black and white. I like that a lot. I think that's real nice. Okay, so back to the whole naming thing. Let's see. We wanted to name... ooh, excuse me. So this guy, who I think you're calling the Alpha, or I mean the Galaxy one, you are going to be Moon Belly, I believe. Is this... did that comment? Might have to go scroll up. Hold on. Milky Way. This is Milky Way. Milky Way. For the Galaxy skin. You, just being a normal one, can be Blimpy. Or actually, I want to name you Chamu. I will name... oh, okay, this guy real quickly before you get moved. You will be Blimpy, our other male. And then this female, the other whale, will be Willy for Free Willy. Ta-da! Beautiful. Alright, and now for the Styxosaurs, we need a bunch of avatar names for these guys. So let's see. Styxosaurus number 1. One of our green males. This will be Hayakan. I think that's how you spell that. Let's see. Let me scroll back. Alright, I just looked down and all of a sudden the only thing I saw was Cabot Finch. So we'll go ahead and name this guy Cabot Finch. I know that that's not what that was referring to. Here, we'll name one of the males Cabot Finch. Copy that. So then what is some other... oh, somebody suggested Timothy for a Shoney name. Whoops, I didn't see that. You got the chalky milk? Dang, I'm jealous. I'm gonna have to go get me a glass. Limpy, yep, Limpy's here. Oh, Sparkle as well. That was another one, which is so fitting for these bioluminescent ones. So there's Sparkle. This will be... I'm gonna name this Elena, after one of our viewers. Oop, that's not how you spell Elena. Elena. And last but not least, good old Cabot Finch. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Is that all of them named then, right? Oh no, we have 2 more to go. One, two, we have 3 more to go. I didn't realize I made that many. Okay, so then you will be Stacy, because like a Styx sort of thing. You will be dead over here in the water. Wait, this is a Shonisaurus. Animal is pregnant. Whoa, what happened there? Blimpy, come on over here. Join the party.
An asset collection request.
Okay, so how did we go from Styxosaurus to these guys? Oh, no, they're just in here. I see. Wait, so have I been naming the Styxosaurs that are in here? Okay, all of the named Styxosaurus, or all the Styxosaurs that we're concerned about over here have been named, so we're good on that front. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. So there's all 5 species then. I guess actually, on that front, we could go ahead and release the all-new Elasmosaurus as well. It was Elasmosaurus, right? I swear we've already had this guy in the game. Am I crazy? Is this just Jurassic World Evolution 2 thing? They did just add Elasmosaurus. Am I tripping? I'm gonna need some help from y'all. Am I going crazy over here? Because I swear we've already had this guy in the game. I'll let y'all debate about that for a second while I come over here. Alright. In honor of Rob Earth being here, we obviously have to up our game a little bit in terms of how this area looks. And so I think to do that, we're going to do the classic little rocky technique to make these areas look a little bit prettier. Are these going to be what we're wanting? I think this is what we want. So let's add some nice little rocky bits to our streams and everything. Do that. And then you dip them down below, or only, well, that didn't do nearly as much as I wanted it to. But you can dip these guys down. I don't know what rock piece he used. I was watching our Past the Park channel thing. I was really impressed by what he did. But I don't know what rock piece he used to do that. There's a piece that's basically a bunch of little bumpy rocks all over the place. And it worked really well. Unless he went and custom built his own little rock bed type of thing. I think I used stuff over here like this. Yeah, like you do this type of thing. Yeah, so this is just a group that I built. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Bring that over here. And that makes this look very nice. So you do things like that. Yeah, baby. And it makes it look so good. Dip them just below the surface like that. And I think that looks really nice. One of my favorite things that I've seen Rob do is his just attention, or his dedication and attention to the environment and the terrain and everything. It looks so phenomenal. Nice job, Rob. You are truly very, very inspiring to me in terms of all of your park building and everything. I think you are just like top tier. Absolute top tier. So props to you, man. Thank you for participating in that challenge with us, by the way. That was a lot of fun.
To welcome a Shonisaurus to the park.
But see, like, I feel like that already looks like it could go and do so much for all this detail and everything. Like, just adding in a bunch of these rocks and stuff. I feel like it really helps break up just kind of the look of everything. Also, yeah, for those of you who are watching right now and don't know who Rob is, y'all need to go and check out his stuff and subscribe to him. He's a phenomenal dude. Incredible park builder. You are the Pebble Master. Absolutely. You make it look so good and you make it look so easy. But yeah, I think if we go in and we add a bunch of things kind of like that at the bottom of these little deltaways, like I feel like that already looks quite a bit better. But then you go and enhance it even further by coming here into the foliage, and you get little guys like this. Yeah, you just get all these little brushy things and you just slap them in all in here. Maybe not specifically the elephant grass though, but we want Yeah, we want like these swampy things like this. Like we can add a nice little bulrush patch, or what do they call these things? They're not called cat eye. What are these called again? Oh, hot dog looking things? Why am I blanking on the name of them? I completely forget now. Maybe we do just straight up mix everything in there. But yeah, you go in and you add a bunch of this variation and just nice looking foliage all over the place, and it really makes it look so much better. It's just time consuming because you have to go in and place all of these things manually. But if you take the time to do it, you will be rewarded. Looks very, very nice. Yeah, just something kind of like that. And then you imagine that all over the place, and it looks phenomenal. This guy just absolutely demolished the go. I don't know if y'all saw that in the background or not. Check the Jurassic World Evolution 3 channel in the Discord. Have y'all been uploading some stuff? Portugal, hee hee. I don't know what Portugal is. That just makes me think of Portugal, but... I'm just a little bit confused now. I don't know what's going on. Are y'all talking to each other now? Because your boy be lost. I'm lost in the sauce. I don't know what's happening. Quick question for you guys. I'm looking at my stream right now, and it seems like things are choppy. Are things looking smooth on y'all's end still? Okay, no, things are starting to get a little bit rough out there. Oh. I think. It might just be because I tabbed out of the game now. If I click back into it, does that fix it for you? That could very well be it. Live birth imminent. Let's see. Look at the baby Stexosaurs. Little bioluminescent freaks. They're adorable. Absolutely adorable. Have we had any Postosuchus laying any eggs yet? Look at them go. They're so fast and whimsical. Look at them spurting around all over the place. I love them. Absolutely precious. Are there only 5 people watching? I'm a nobody, man. I appreciate the shock, though. That makes it seem like you think that there should be more, so I appreciate that. But no, I feel like we're pretty much right where we deserve to be. Uh-oh. We've had people get out again. Look out, visitors. Post Malone does not want to be cooped up in there with the Deinosuchus anymore, and I don't say I blame him. I really don't blame him. Let's go ahead and slap him back in there, though. Are you going back in on your own? If you're going in by your own free will, that works too. So clearly we have a gap in the fence here. Yes, okay. So right there, we need to go ahead and patch that up. Rocks. Slap this one there, because I love this rock. My favorite rock in the game, probably. Advanced move. Put that right back down there. Yeah, I really like that rock. Okay. Does that patch it up? Yes, I think we are good now. Stuff might get a little bit funky in here, so I tell you what. We're going to take that guy we just made. We're going to slap one of them right here in this gap as well. There you go. But yeah, even though I didn't take the time to completely do all of this while we're just here live streaming, this is, I feel like, more of like an off-camera sort of thing to do. If you stay dedicated with it, you can make some absolutely beautiful little river systems like this. I'm sure Rob could probably do an infinitely better job than I can, but this was my attempt at copying Rob's style. He's so, so good. And then you also, of course, got to come in and put a bunch of dead trees and everything, because that's part of life as well. But yeah, you stay dedicated with it, you put in the time and effort, and you put in all of these custom little plants like this as well. There's all sorts of custom plants in this exhibit. You can make some really, really neat stuff. But for the sake of today, in terms of what you can do in a live stream, I think that we're looking pretty decent here. We've got ourselves a swamp, we've got the nice lagoon portion out here. I guess we can go ahead and at least finish off our barrier island. We can go ahead and do that at the very least. So let's go ahead and create some more of these guys. I'd like to hide this as best as possible. There's that. Yeah. I don't know. We can at least go ahead and finish off this barrier island. What should the first dinosaur at Alpine Park be? Man, that looks pretty slick. I'm not a rut. Welcome back, dude. I love that you always kind of bounce back in here from time to time. I do think about you every once in a while. You're one of the OG fellas. Good to see you again, though. Thanks for stopping by. Everybody say hi to Rut. Or I guess not a Rut, excuse me. But that reminds me. I was supposed to look at the Discord thing, but I got distracted because when I alt-tabbed, it started dropping frames. Let's go and take a look at that. Come down to the Jurassic section. Whoa, look at your Deinosuchus. Is that a little baby one? That one looks fierce. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, you got a baby one. A Baskin baby. Working on your Alpine Park. Looking great so far. I like it. Keep up the great work. Starting to get some snow in there too. Blush and thanks for the compliment, but everybody's different in their own way. They all learn from. You got like 500 people watching right now? Man, y'all are too sweet, man. Go spread the good word then, I guess. Alright, have we had any baby Postosuchus though? Because that's like what I want. I want to have babies of them before they all get gobbled up. They all do actually seem to kind of live on opposite sides of the enclosure though. And then these guys live here in the middle where they can't get preyed on. They kind of actually do a pretty good job of keeping themselves separated. But I'm starting to also wonder if we just have like hunting turned off or something. Sandbox settings. Dinosaurs. Let's see. Territory expansion. What is this one? Changes how animals maintain their territory. By default, an animal will increase the size of its territory, but that territory will decay over time. Setting this to unlimited will severely reduce territory decay and allows territory size to grow indefinitely within the available space. So we've got normal or unlimited. That's two pretty extreme differences there. Combat, herbivore, able to initiate fights. Vulnerable juveniles is disabled, yeah, because that's obnoxious. Cohabitation, normal. Am I missing something? How do we allow them to eat each other? Or is that already turned on and they just don't have any interest in doing that? Breeding frequency is normal. Yeah, it says dinosaur combat is turned on. Maybe it's because comfort is turned off. If we turns that on, would that change things? I'm a little bit scared that that might destroy everything. Now I'm going to keep comfort turned off. We're going to do that. And then, who knows? Maybe it's just not happening. As far as these guys go with their nest, though, no valid dinosaurs. Really? I thought y'all used medium nests, no? Requires a medium nest. Yeah. But what's the deal here? What's wrong with this medium nest? No valid dinosaurs. Why? Is it because they were put in before these guys got here? No, that doesn't make sense. Move. Try this again. Can place here no valid dinosaurs. Oh wait, because look, it is like literally right out of these guys' territory. So we could move it here. And that would allow them to use it, I guess. So then, hold on, I gotta move my trees and stuff then. Confirm. We'll just duplicate it, why not? Bring them over here. I can't tell where they actually are. Rotate them on around. Does that look alright? Oh, that looks good. Well, I'd like them to come forward a little bit. Or have they already been claimed? Yeah, they've already been claimed by Nesquik. We love Nesquik. Nesquik. There you go. That's looking better. That's looking real nice right there. Cool. Hey, Tiago. How you doing? How's the enclosure coming along? I think it's going pretty well. Look at the image under the baby skin. Oh, I looked at them all, don't you worry. I thought they were really, really cool. Your park's coming along nicely. Yeah, I think that the enclosure's coming along all right, though, Tiago. We've got a nice little swamp here with like this delta. At least that's the vibe we're going for. We'll have to obviously come in and continue doing this sort of style right here. But I think it's definitely getting there. We can maybe even cheat the system and just grab all this stuff. You know what? You know what? Yeah, just grab the plants. Just grab it all. Just grab everything. And then we'll duplicate that. And we'll put another one at the mouth of this river. Put a mouth of the river. That's fine. Bring it up. And this sort of direction. Maybe rotate it a little bit. These rotations might get ugly here. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to go back to individual pieces. We want you, edit group. Just give me a single one of these. Wait, hold on. How do I? Yeah, I want this. I want this. We're going to bring you. Slap you down like that. Yeah, and I think that if we continue to do this all the way through, then that would really get this place looking spiffy. Bring some up here. Maybe a little nice patch right here, kind of bridging that area. Put some in here. Yeah, and you just continue to do that, and I feel like it already just makes it look so much better. And then obviously you definitely need to come in and throw in some vegetation and everything. I need to download Rob's vegetation thing that he just went and built. He sent it in the Discord the other day, so if any of y'all are interested in Rob's custom foliage packs, then definitely go and check that out. It is in our Discord server. Feel free to join that. Link should be in description, but it's not today. I think I was too lazy with the description today. But you can go find it. It's in the description of all my other like actual videos instead of live streams like this. Probably in most of the other live streams as well, though. What are some good... Oh, hydrilla. That's a good one. That's a nice watery plant. Throw some of that in here. Yeah. That'll help with the swampy vibes. Ooh, that looks really cozy. Yeah, give me some more of that, please. All right, Rob, I'm counting on you again. What else does your boy need to do in order to take this park to the next level? How do we make this look purty? Irresistible, even. The hydrilla looks good up close. But whenever you zoom out, I actually don't really... Well, if you zoom out far enough away, it goes back to looking okay. But there's a weird middle ground where it's just a bunch of green X's. Okay, hold on. Let me get caught up on chat here. You subscribe to Rob? Nice job, nice job. Everybody go support Rob. Go show him some love. Thoughts on the DLC? You love the Deinosuchus, man, but I wish it had more interactions with other species. I know, I kind of agree. I am curious if that's something that could be worked on. What the heck just happened up here? No! No! The hunt finally happened and we missed it! He got ambushed! Did that happen just while I was looking away? Did y'all get to see it, at least? I missed it, but maybe you guys saw it in the background. Tragic. Here's something that really frustrates me with this game. It annoys me that these animals get the need to hunt and everything, and they do it, but then they don't go and eat the remains. And so then they just start starving and they have to kill more things, and they just go on an absolute killing rampage. That frustrates me so much. Or maybe that's just me. Because every time I try and do my little ecosystem park things, that's what always is the downfall of it, is things just get hungry, and then they kill things, and then they don't eat it, and so then they just go and slaughter absolutely everything in sight. Very frustrating. Rob, is this how you made your little rock things though? Like I was talking about how I made this custom one where I just slammed a bunch of little pebbly rocks together. Is that how you made your stuff too? Or is there just like a pre-built rock in the game that you usually use? Give us all of your secrets. Hehehe. Wait, did you even say what dinosaur should be first? Oh, I did not. Good call, good call. Way to keep me honest. A good dinosaur to throw in first. Do my favorite dinosaur. Do you remember what I said it was? We talked about it earlier in the video. Do you remember what my favorite one is? Who is paying attention? What's Scuttle's favorite dinosaur? Okay. Do some of that. Do a couple more patches around here. Let's see. We could definitely do... Oh! Whoops, I forgot that I kind of blocked off the mouth of my pretend river thing. This is supposed to be where our storm drain basically flows the water into here. We'll have to fix that. Okay, so click on this big boy. We're going to slide you this way. And we're going to slide you this way. And now we can make our little mouth of the river thing. So, whoops, I just absolutely punched my microphone. Hopefully that didn't mess up all the audio. Let's see. Let me check on my audio real quickly. Sorry, folks. Bear with me. Bear with me. Audio's still looking okay. You guys need to do a better job of coming in here and calling me out whenever things go wonky. Acro? Yes, good shout, good shout. You remember. You remember. Mix half and half, combine multiple rocks and pebble and prefab pebbles. Okay, cool. That's actually what this is. If we pull it back up, you can see I've got the big chunky rock down below. And then on top of it, I threw in a bunch of these just random ones. No, did we lose another one or is that still... Okay, that's still Post Malone. Wait, does that mean... You're carrying eggs? No, we do have babies. Okay, cool. So our Postosuchus population is not completely extinct yet. We do have males and females still running around. I definitely need them to lay more eggs quickly, though. 9 years? Yeah, whenever you start getting into these 9-year lifespans, they're as good as extinct, because there's no way that one of these guys is not going to hunt this last male within the next 9 years. It's just not going to happen. Or I guess we did turn off kill juveniles, though. So maybe that means that there will be a chance for these guys to grow up and continue the generations of Postosuchus. Maybe. Acrocanthosaurus or Patagotitan? Acrocanthosaurus, or pretty much like just sauropod, period. I love me a good sauropod. But yeah, you guys are passing the test with flying colors. Good job, good job. Alright, can we get this water a little bit closer? Okay, that's as close as we'll be able to get it without destroying things. Let's go ahead and fix this back up. Very well. And we don't need that much water in here. I want it to be a nice little trickling stream. That looks good. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to make it look all proper, but I have an idea. We're going to come in here to scenery. We'll do floors, I guess. And I want to make like a big concrete slab looking deal. Terrain constraints, really? For what? Is it because it's a floor? The floors never do what I actually want them to. Okay, we're going back to all. I just want a nice piece of concrete. A big concrete block. Can I just do concrete like that? Oh wait, turn that off. Get rid of the filters. Reset all filters. Okay, here you go. Just give me a nice big concrete block. What's gonna be the best one? Something like that. That'll work. Or here, big cube. There you go. Yeah, all I want is a big concrete cube. So we'll take you. Put that there. Can I change the scale of you, or is it going to be one of those ones that's weird? I can't. Good, good, good. Oh, that's it? Really? We can make that work still. Okay. See, this is just another reason why the free build mod is so, so important. In my mind, at least. Alright. Bring that down here. And then duplicate. Very good. And I want to bring these guys over a little bit. About right there. Duplicate. I wish I could just bring this straight forward on like a local. Oh, I can. Let's go. I didn't think that would actually work since it was a group. Do that about like that. And maybe we need to do one more. Not all of them though, just that row. Duplicate again. Come on out. Very good. Grab all of these. And they actually don't pop out the bottom. Yes, they do. Okay. And take you, duplicate, and move that down. Right there. And then the last little piece of detail is we want a pipe. Yeah, something kind of like that. I'm thinking that could look good. We'll just do classic black pipe. That'll be nice. Okay, so then we take you. Advanced move, angle snap. Want that to be 90 degrees. And then we can turn that off. Rotate you this way. And slap you in here. You guys see the vision. You guys see the storm drain coming together now. Rotate that a little bit more. Sounds like something is happening. I don't know what, but it sounds like something is happening. Is that just those guys munching on the plants? I guess so. This Matasuka is such a goober. Go ahead and scale this guy up a little bit as well. Yeah, you guys see the vision. You like it. Maybe, hopefully. And we'll just do that. That. And that. There we go. Nice little storm drain sort of action. I just realized that moving that rock moved our fence. And instead of fixing it, I'm just going to put in another rock. Because that sounds like less work. We'll bring that back here. That's a pretty big one. I'll just do that. Bring that up. Maybe even just keep making it smaller. Why not? Bring that in here. Maybe even rotate it a little bit. There we go. Problem solved. Crisis averted. Make one more of those for here. That looks a little bit weird. Rotate that way. Yeah, I think that you could honestly do so much more in terms of like detailing all of this and stuff. But I like it. I think that as far as the stream goes, this is pretty decent. What were your thoughts on the DLC? I like it. I guess we did talk about that and I never answered the question. I like it. I do understand why people are a little bit upset though. It is kind of a bummer to have a returning species included in there instead of just being added again for free like they had been talking about doing. Okay, bye Rob. Thanks for stopping by. The probability of seeing a solar eclipse today is 84% in Berlin, so I have to leave now. Ooh, have fun. Yes, today is a huge day for space stuff if y'all are into that. Go enjoy it. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. Now back to this, though. Yes, I enjoy the DLC. I think that it's huge news that they've added the Dinosuchus. I really like the Postosuchus as well. This Matasuchus is pretty cool. Instead of doing the Styxosaurus and Shonisaurus, though, if we're going to call something the Crocodilia Coast, I think we should have just really leaned into that all the way. And I would have preferred seeing them do Caprasuchus, I think would have been really cool. As well as, I know a lot of people are disappointed that they didn't add Sarcosuchus. I personally honestly don't see that as being a big deal because it's just so similar to Dinosuchus. But I think that that's more the direction that I would have preferred to see them go in. Even though, like, you're going to have things be kind of more of, like, the same if you did that. But that's just my personal take on it. I would have preferred to see that happen. Still a fantastic set of creatures, though. I really, really, really like the Dinosuchus, Postosuchus, and the Matasuchus. I think that they're all really cool. I do really like the Shonisaurus, but I do understand why people are upset that they had to pay for it in this DLC rather than just getting it back type of deal. And Styxosaurus is also fun. It's definitely not to discredit these two creatures, but it's more, I would have preferred to see other creatures in this pack, if that makes any sense. So overall, I would give it probably a 4 out of 5 stars. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's not perfect. You could say 3 out of 5 because, you know, 3 of the creatures I think fit out of the 5. But I'm going to bump it up to 4 out of 5 because not only do you get these two creatures, which are still cool, even if I think that other animals would have been a better spot, but you also get all of the awesome boardwalk features, even though we didn't use any of them today. This is actually from the wetlands pack that we made our boardwalk out of. The true boardwalk stuff that came with this DLC, I'll go ahead and show it to y'all in case y'all haven't seen it yet. Let's see, Crocodilia Coast. That's going to be more of like a modern day kind of clean and pretty boardwalk. Not quite so run down as all this wetland stuff. So you can see here in our prefab area, you've got more of like these cutesy little beach town vibes, kind of like this. And maybe we can even incorporate some of these in here. Why not, actually? Yeah, we can throw in some cute little buildings here. I don't see why not. They look absolutely tiny compared to our viewing gallery thing there, but that's whatever. But, I mean, you can honestly think of this as kind of like more of like a changing room, like a restroom type of thing before you go and walk out to the beach. So we could just like even slap that down here, kind of just across from this boardwalk, really. So we'll go ahead and try and get that lined up with the direction that that's going in. About like that. And then we can slap them right there. I think we just killed some guests on accident, but that's okay. There you go. Yeah, so you got some cutesy little things about like that. That tree is kind of in the way, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that now. What do you guys think of it, though? What are your thoughts on the DLC? Because I have thoroughly enjoyed it, but I do think that it could have been better. So for all those reasons, like I've said before, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yep, everybody say bye to Robin. Oh, Tiago's heading out as well? Oh, no, never mind. You think that the biggest problem is having 2 old species being sold again? If it was just one, I think a lot of people would have liked it more. Or I think they should have added Dacosaurus. Would have helped with the theming a lot, too. Let me look that guy up. I don't think I actually know that one. Dacosaurus would have been cool. That is a sweet one. Yeah, and in my video where I talked about when the Dinosuchus is going to come in a semi-aquatics DLC is what I called it. There are some other species that I would have really loved to see from that, but I still think that maybe that could come like at a later point in time for a different sort of DLC, versus if I'm just talking about Crocodilia, then I would try and make it more about Crocodilia, which I realize is kind of dumb to say, seeing as Frontier didn't even follow those rules. And now you've got the Styxosaurus and Shonisaurus thrown in here as well. But Whatever. Real quickly, just to add some more star attraction to our park. Let's go ahead and add this lagoon viewing dome in here. And we can make a little entrance station to this guy. Oh shoot, that's as close as I can take it, huh? Can I do just like a tunnel point thing? Tunnel from you to... You can't have a joint. Okay, well that's a bummer. Then we'll do... Guess we'll just do this then. And I guess that's as close as we'll be able to get it. And do something like that. Why not allowed? Okay, well at least that's connected now. Then we can take our P for path. Come out here. And then we can curve it to the side. And link it up like that. I did not intend for that to be an invisible path, so we'll go ahead and replace that. Is it a standard path? What are we using in here? Doesn't look like it's standard. What is this path? Oh, it's the thoroughfare thing? It might be this one, but just a different color. Yeah. Seems to be the case. Good enough. Then we can smooth that out. Alright. And is that going to help out our star rating? Yeah, that went from 3 stars to 3.5, or has it always been there? I really don't know. Either way, this has been the Crocodilia Coast DLC. Thank you everybody for stopping by today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've had an absolute blast getting to explore this one with you. We can go and refine some more of these details and kind of continue working on, you know, making this look really nice and pretty all in here and working on our little barrier island thing. But I just didn't think that people would actually really care to see that slow, painstaking process in a stream. If you guys want, we can continue to hang out for a minute. We're about 15 minutes over when I said we would stop, but go ahead and finish out until the next hour if people would prefer that, I guess. Not an hour more, but like, you know, the remaining 15 minutes. So, whatever. Thanks for the stream. Yep, I'll see y'all later. Looks like y'all are all good and content with going and calling it here. So thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And yeah, I'm excited to be back and doing some stuff again. In case you haven't heard, yeah, I moved across the country and had to kind of restart my life a little bit. Nothing bad, just took a job. And I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so I don't really have internet and the ability to do stuff like that. But clearly, as you can see by the fact that we're here, we got it all set up. And we're good to be going again, so definitely a new living situation, trying to figure that all out, but hopefully we'll be back to your regularly scheduled programming and can finally start making some nice fun stuff all together again. But either way, thank you all so much for being here today. Today I had so much fun. It was so great being back and talking to you all again. And I hope you maybe stick around and catch us in the next one. Oh no, Alina just popped back in again. I think we were just talking about potentially wrapping it up here, Alina, but thanks so much for stopping by, though. Alrighty, guys. We'll go ahead and call it there. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Love you guys.